Entertainment and Sports Network.
When the Yankees and the Red Sox get together, the biggest stars in the game start to congregate around the batting cage. You've got MVPs. You've got future MVPs. You've got big free agent signings. All of the trappings of a big matchup, a rivalry for the ages. As tonight, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Boston Red Sox in the first of three from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees Baseball. Along with David Cohn and John Flaherty, I'm Michael Kay. It's always fun when the Yankees and the Red Sox get together. 3 night games here in the Bronx, a big one tonight. Yankees are coming off a bad game yesterday. They lost, John, and they lost in a very sloppy manner.
Well, they really did. Last night was one of those games, if you're the Yankees, you want to forget about and come back out here and play a baseball game. Robinson Cano, a bad throw, should have been a double play. Francisco Cervelli, a pass ball. Then he tries to make up for it, a throwing error into center field. And then Ivan Nova joins the party. Should have been a double play. Doesn't try to get the out at home. Gets the out at first base. A very sloppy second inning for Joe Girardi's club.
And the Royals beat the Yankees for the first time in a series at Yankee Stadium since 1999. Let's look at tonight's New York Lottery pitching matchup. Bartolo Colon's going to go for the Yankees, 2-1, 3.86. Clay Buchholz for the Red Sox, 3-3, 4.19. This is the first time they've seen Buchholz since he started against them in April. He didn't do well then, David.
No, he didn't. He's a very talented young pitcher, but you can see when he gets his off-speed pitches up and out over the plate, that's when he really gets hurt. Breaking balls, fastballs, you see Eric Chavez take him off the monster there the other way. That can happen at Fenway Park. But Clay Buchholz gets that curveball up to Russell Martin. Early in the year, Russell Martin really got it going. This is one of 2 home runs. Really established himself as the catcher, and Clay Buchholz is left on the bench to figure out what went wrong and how to get his breaking ball down.
He's pitched much, much better of late. Bartolo Colon, when he pitched against the Red Sox in April, it was as a relief pitcher. David and John will be back on segment 2 to break down that performance next on Yes.
John Flaherty with David Cohn down here in the field, and Michael Kay will join us in a minute. Bartolo Colon gets the ball tonight for the New York Yankees. Opened up a lot of eyes in spring training, but a relief appearance at Fenway Park on the 8th of April was really when he made his Yankee debut.
Well, he did, and he was very impressive that night. And also the beautiful thing was he sort of piggybacked Phil Hughes in the rotation when Phil Hughes was struggling early, so that allowed Bartolo to get stretched out. The thing that's so impressive is you see here that 2-seam fastball, the incredible movement that runs back over the plate, and then when he does get ahead with his fastball, fastball. He's got that breaking ball to go to. He's been a strikeout guy his whole career. Very impressive. He got stretched out early in the year. Now he's right into that rotation and a mainstay right now.
And that outing, 4 1/3, 2 hits, 2 runs. Only one of those runs was earned. He did have a walk and 5 strikeouts. We're going to get ready for baseball here at Yankee Stadium. It's going to be Bartolo Colon against Buck Holtz for the Red Sox. We're going to have lineups, first pitch, and most importantly, we're going to have baseball right here on Yes.
Is brought to you in part by Volvo. Pay nothing to repair or maintain your new Volvo for the first 5 years. Volvo for life. By ING Direct. Save your money. Member FDIC. And by Avis, the official rental car company of the New York Yankees. Turned into a nice evening here at Yankee Stadium. A big crowd is expected, still filing into the ballpark here in the Bronx. The Yankees and the Red Sox, the first series between these two teams here in New York City. In April, they met at Fenway Park, and the Red Sox actually won their first game of the year against the Yankees after losing their first 6, and they took 2 out of 3 in that series. Yankees just lost 2 out of 3 to Kansas City, so they're trying to straighten things out here against their arch rivals. Let's take a look at the Red Sox starting lineup that they'll send up against the Yankees, presented by Bank of America. Jacoby Ellsbury's been red hot. He's in center field leading off. Batting second and playing second, Dustin Pedroia. Adrian Gonzalez, the first baseman, will hit third. Cleaning up playing third base, Kevin Youkilis. David Ortiz will DH. J.D. Drew is in right field. Jed Lowry at short. Carl Crawford, the left fielder, is going to bat 7th and bat 8th, and batting 9th and catching is Jared Santalamacchia. And the starter for the Yankees is the veteran right-hander Bartolo Colon.
Bartolo's numbers on the year: 7 games, first 3 in relief, 2-1 record, 3.86 ERA, only 7 walks and 37 strikeouts. That's what jumps out. We'll take a look at the chief pitcher scouting report for Mr. Colon. It's a bounce back start. You know, we did the game, Michael, in Texas, where he really struggled. His velocity was there, but he was really wild in the strike zone. We look for him to get back to that good running fastball in the corners, and caught looking. 21 of his 37 Ks this year have been of the called variety. That's 57%. That's the highest in the big leagues. And top cop. He's a top cop. No steals here, Michael. He's got the longest streak in the major leagues of not allowing a stolen base, mainly because of his slide step. Over 150 innings, I believe it is. You know, that's a long streak without allowing a stolen base for a right-handed pitcher.
Well, Bartolo Colon is ready. So is Jacoby Ellsbury. We hope you are as well. And let's do it here at Yankee Stadium. The right-hander deals outside, and we are underway.
A little electricity in the stadium tonight, too. Crowd into it early.
Ellsbury had a 19-game hitting streak from April 21st to May 10th. He is 3 for his last 10. And an injury-plagued season last year. This is a comeback year for him in 2011. Low on one. Right in on the hands. 96 miles an hour early. The count 1-2. 2010, 192. Just scored 10 runs. Look what he did in 2009 and 2008. And he just played 18 games last year. Really beat up physically. 27 years old. 1-2. And the count 2-2. Cologne's made 22 starts lifetime against the Red Sox, 1 relief appearance, 8-10 with a 4.13 ERA. Two-two. Swing and a miss, 96 miles an hour. Overpowers Ellsbury. Let's check out the Yankees defense, which is brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, it's the usual. Gardner, Granderson, and Swisher left to right. Infield, A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. That's third to first. Russell Martin had an off day yesterday. He's behind the plate. Bartolo Colon is on the mound. A-Rod's having a very good year at short. Very fluid, a lot of movement, a lot of flexibility. I said short. That's a brain cramp. He's obviously at third. Dustin Pedroia has struggled. He is 10 for his last 69. And a strike.
There's that good sinking fastball. So Ellsbury strike out on that straight four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour. So crowd a little excited here at Yankee Stadium, and Bartolo Colon, same deal.
We've seen 95 and 96, and David, we did not see that at all in Texas. He threw 93, which isn't bad. This is what Pedroia did last year, or this year so far, against the Yankees. They're the only team he's hit against. The 2-1. Grounded softly to third, and it rolls foul. Grabbed there by A-Rod, foul territory.
Well, a lot has been made of this Boston Red Sox offense in the offseason. They were going to score all these runs. Gonzalez comes in, Carl Crawford. It has not happened so far. 9th in the league in runs, and Pedroia's gotten off to a slow start. J.D. Drew, Carl Crawford. Terry Francona has seen his club battle back after an 0-6 start, still 3 games under 500.
And the 2-2. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. Looks pretty nice and placid on the water. 62 degrees, 58% humidity, not much wind, and the forecast calls for partly cloudy skies and somewhat cool temperatures.
Nice shot right there. Beautiful.
The 3-2 fouled away. Red Sox off to a shockingly bad start. They were 0-6 out of the gate. They were 2-10 out of the gate. They've closed to 17-20, but still, when you look at the standings today, they're in last place, tied with the Blue Jays, 5 games behind Tampa Bay and 4 games behind the Yankees. So they started 2-10. Since then, 15-10. But still not where they want to be. I asked Terry Francona today, I said, you say you want your players to believe in what they do and don't pay so much attention to the numbers, but as the manager, does it freak you out to pick up the paper and see the Red Sox in last place? He said, honestly, when we're not doing well, I don't read the papers, I don't watch SportsCenter, I watch CNN, Fox News. He said, I get immersed in news, nothing about sports. The 3-2.
You believe that, Michael?
No. Also, when you manage at Fenway Park, the standings are right there on the Green Monster. You can't miss them.
That makes for good copy, but there's no doubt that he's very aware of where they are. And with that being said, I don't think there's anybody that expects them to stay there. Come September, I think the Red Sox and Yankees will be right in the thick of a pennant race, and most baseball people in the know believe that as well. Along with Tampa as well. A couple of flashes former teams.
3-2. And Pedroia with a 9-pitch walk.
It's a good at bat for Pedroia, who's been struggling lately. But David, I watched Cologne. I did a game in Detroit. I think he threw 7 or 8 off-speed pitches, and I just amazed watching him early on how he can just throw the 2-seamer, the 4-seamer, and just I guess enough with that movement he's able to get by.
He is, and his velocity's picked up, but his movement has been incredible. I think his fastball sometimes is moving more than it ever has in his career. That 2-seamer, when it's right, he can start it at lefties and freeze them and run it over the inside corner, and it's almost unhittable when it's located well.
Here's Adrian Gonzalez, so dangerous in the middle of the Red Sox order. Off-season trade. They gave up a lot to get him from San Diego, then signed him to a big-term extension. Hitting .329, leads the American League with 29 RBIs, and he has 7 home runs. He's a left-handed hitter who hits the ball to the left side. In fact, Terry Francona said watching Adrian Gonzalez hit and where the ball lands, you would almost swear that he is a dead pull right-handed hitter.
Yeah, and you watch some of the highlights and you can see why. And it's going to be interesting to see tonight how the Yankees go about attacking him. I would fully expect them to pound him inside with fastballs, make him aware of the ball inside off the plate.
First overall pick by the Marlins in 2000, 3-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glover in the National League. He's had 30 more home runs from 2007 through 2010. And the Red Sox got him in a deal from the Padres in December of last year. And the 0-2. Right in on the hands, and he pops it up. Teixeira called off by Cano for the second out. IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. IOTV is the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. See Paul O'Neill at the game. Seat up there in the upper deck. Here's Kevin Youkilis. Uke hitting .241, 5 homers and 20 runs batted in. 1 for his last 8. Red Sox got slapped around by Toronto, and that was on Wednesday. Yesterday was an off day.
And a nice off day in New York. I saw Kevin Youkilis told his teammates, let's get away from baseball, enjoy ourselves, come back ready to play against the Yankees. That sounds like my kind of teammate right there, huh, Tony?
That is. Let's go out to dinner. Forget about it. You know, that's old school. The guys used to get together, either hang out after the games and talk what happened, talk baseball, go out for dinner together, hang together. It really makes a big difference.
Count 1-0.
You got to believe in that clubhouse. I mean, with all the expectations, you get off to that slow start. It's got to be almost that grinding mentality every day. You know, we got to find a way. Let's turn it around. Today's the day. Kind of like the attitude. Let's get away from it. Forget about it. Maybe have a cocktail or 2 over dinner and get ready to play ball.
1-1. Youkilis has struggled against right-handed pitchers this year, hitting just .213. He's .297 against lefties.
Surprising at Fenway Park early on in April, he could not hit an off-speed pitch breaking down and away from him. That's usually one of his strengths when he's going right.
Right off the fist, grounded to Alex Rodriguez. And he gets Youkilis for the final out. Strong first inning for Bartolo Colon. Red Sox strand 1. Red Sox nothing. Yankees coming to bat. smack dab in the middle of Manhattan Island. Well, the Yankees held down the Red Sox in the top of the first. Now it's the Yankees' chance, and the Yankees starting lineup is presented by Lexus, and they will present themselves.
Derek Jeter, number 2. Curtis Granderson, number 14. Mark Teixeira, number 25. Alex Rodriguez, number 13.
Robbie Cano, 24.
Nick Swisher, number 33. Jorge Posada, number 20.
Russell Martin, number 55.
Brett Gardner, number 11.
Well, there you have it. Thank you, gentlemen, for helping us out as we go to the bottom of the first inning, and the Yankees will hit against Clay Buchholz.
Take a look at Buchholz on the year. This will be his 8th start, coming in 3-3, 4.19, 38 2/3, 19 and 23 walks to strikeouts. Not so great. He's got better stuff than that. Take a look at the Chief Pitcher Scouting Report. Mr. May, no, we're not talking about Dave Winfield back in the day. We're talking about Mr. Buchholz is 6-0 in the month of May going back to last year. And early and often, he's had no 1, 2, 3 innings in all 7 of his starts so far this year. And Cano, don't you know? That's the one guy he might want to look up and down the Yankee lineup and not let him beat him. And Cano is 9 for 12, batting .750 off of Buchholz going back to 09 in his last 12 at-bats.
The 1-0 to Jeter. Inside 2-0.
It's hard to believe he has not had a 1, 2, 3 inning all year.
In the first inning.
In the first inning.
Let me clarify that. Yes. Did I miss that part, Fly?
I think I probably missed it.
Yes. No 1, 2, 3 innings in the first inning and all 7 of his starts. So that early and often, get him early.
Count 3-0 to Jeter.
It's always the toughest, as you know, it's always the toughest inning. The first inning, we say it all the time for a starting pitcher coming from the bullpen, warming up, taking your stuff from the pen to the mound. Big start, sellout crowd here at Yankee Stadium. It's easy to get a little too amped up. And the first inning is always the toughest one.
Derek takes a strike.
You watch Buchholz and his stuff. I mean, a decent fastball, not overpowering, but a really good changeup and a big curveball. Throw a little cutter in there at you as well. Yankees have done a nice job in the past kind of waiting him out, getting into good hitters' counts like Jeter's done here.
Full count here to Derek Jeter. Derek, 3 hits in his last 14 at-bats. And the payoff. Swing and a miss. So he came back from 3-0 and got Jeter on 3 straight fastballs. Let's take a look at the Red Sox defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Crawford won the Gold Glove last year. He's at left. Ellsbury in center. Drew, good right fielder, and right. In the infield, Youkilis, Lowry, Pedroia, and Gonzalez third to first. Saltalamacchia is behind the plate. Buchholz on the mound. Pitch is low to Granderson. "12 home runs, leads Major League Baseball." Count 1-1.
Buchholz with a good sinker early on. A little bit of movement has Derek Jeter fooled and Curtis Granderson there.
Yeah, you can see the stuff he has. 93 with movement. You know, he went 17-7 last year with a 2.33 ERA. Excellent year he had last year, but still establishing himself as a frontline starter.
That one is driven to right field. Giving chases Drew toward the line, slides, and he can't get there. It's a foul ball.
Watch J.D. Drew going into the corner and actually plays it the right way. You go feet first. If it ends up in your glove, it's a bonus. Nice way to stay healthy right there. J.D. Drew has battled a lot of health problems in his career. protects against that by sliding feet first. Curtis Granderson looks all over the plate, huh? Kind of hanging out over, wants that ball inside so he can hook it.
Swing and a miss. Granderson down on strikes.
Boy, a really good curveball. This is sort of Buchholz's signature pitch. You see the spin, tight rotation, straight down. Typical curveball grip. Look at the rotation. The four seam spinning. It's there and then it's gone. The depth, the drop, straight down. Good start to the game. 2 straight strikeouts.
Mark Teixeira takes low.
He must have heard me flash. I told him he didn't have a 1-2-3 inning in his first in any of his starts so far. In the first inning, he's looking to do that for the first time this year against Teixeira.
The 1-0. Strike, 1-1.
He liked his attitude, you know, going with his fastball more than I had remembered seeing him in the past. He used to be kind of a guy who would nibble a lot. Changeup would miss, curveball would miss, and he'd have to come in there with that fastball. Up in the first inning here is establishing it.
One and two.
That's going to be a key for him because he's really, you know, he has strikeout type stuff. But, you know, I said last year he was 17-7, but he only had 120 strikeouts in 28 starts. He's capable of much more than that. As you said, Flash, once he starts to establish that fastball, he can get in more positions to strike hitters out. Finds himself in a chance to do it right here against Teixeira.
Yeah, as a hitter, you don't know what's coming now. You got to guard against 3 or 4 pitches.
The 1-2. First 6 starts last year, 3-3, 3.82. Look how he finished. Last 18, he had a 1.95 ERA. Last 18 decisions. Popped up. Euclid is there, and he has his first inning. 1-2-3 as the Yankees go down in order. After 1, no score here on Yes. Question: aside from New York, which of these cities is the best sports town? You can text your vote to 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply. Is it 1 Boston, 2 Chicago, 3 Philadelphia? I think it's Chicago. If you're the backup offensive lineman on the Bears, you can have a restaurant. They love their sports. Here's David Ortiz. Strike.
There'd be a bunch of people who would argue with you. Philadelphia, Boston. I mean, Boston's one of the great sports towns.
They're all great. They said, which one do I think is the best?
You made it definitive, like Chicago's the best.
I had a vote. I'm taking Chicago. And the other ones are close.
You can't influence the vote, though.
Why not? I can politic. Chicago also happens to be one of the great cities in the world. Just forget about sports.
Yeah, Boston's terrible, too.
Boston's a wonderful city.
David, you going to chime in here?
I like Kansas City. Good ribs.
The 0-2. Served the other way and deep. Going back, Gardner. Still back on the track. He'll make the play. And Boston, that's up against the wall. Here it's a long out.
I was just thinking the same thing, Michael. I mean, with left-handed hitters, you hear about it all the time. Mo Vaughn pops to my mind. You go up to Fenway, learn how to hit the ball the other way with some authority. That would have been a double for David Ortiz. But we're at Yankee Stadium, and Brett Gardner makes the play on the warning track.
Now, Bartolo Colon did not pitch last year in the big leagues. Pitched in the winter leagues. And his performance this year has opened some eyes. And there's a story in the New York Times earlier that a doctor in Florida by the name of Joseph Purita is an orthopedic surgeon who performed a somewhat controversial operation on Colon where he took fat and stem cells out of the body and then injected them back in. Major League Baseball is investigating for a possible banned substance that might have been used in the surgery, but the doctor said that he would take a lie detector test, that he did not use a banned substance, that is an experimental surgery that's just worked very well for Bartolo Colon. But this will be something I'm sure that will be followed, and Major League Baseball, as I mentioned, is investigating.
You got that number, Michael? I want to go see it. My hip's killing me. Just for my golf game.
Breaking ball strike.
No, I was under the impression he had shoulder problems.
Right. No, this was a shoulder. Yeah. Took fat out and stem cells and then injected it back in. It's a pioneering technique. Strike three. J.D. Drew down looking.
Well, again, it's that two-seam fastball. J.D. Drew might have been expecting one inside, and it just has a nice little finish right at the end. Russell Martin, pretty easy pitch to frame right there.
Well, Bartolo's easy to catch. You know, you rarely see him misfire or crossfire across the plate. He's generally around the glove, so you can move in and out, set up well, off the plate a little bit, inside.
Jed Lowry takes a strike.
I know you know that, Flash. When you're comfortable behind the plate catching, you're going to get more calls. You're going to frame it better. You're just going to be anticipating the flow of the path of the ball much better.
Yeah, I've been amazed early on how he can locate that two-seamer. And I guess in Texas they were running back to the middle of the plate, and he had a rougher outing.
Jed Lowry's gotten off to a nice start and pretty much has wrested the shortstop job away from Marco Scudero. Lowry's been bothered by wrist problems. And now he's healthy, and the Red Sox always thought highly of him, but didn't know if he could stay healthy. There's a ground ball to first. Teixeira is there. He will flip to Colon. And a 1-2-3 inning on 11 pitches for the Yankee right-hander. We played an inning and a half here at the stadium, 0-0 on Yes. by DirecTV. Get every MLB game and the most in HD. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Just a different perspective from up high. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Getting a little chilly here at the stadium, and the umpires had their jackets brought out, bundled up between innings.
What, they didn't see the weather report before the game?
I guess it caught them by surprise. They're a little colder than they thought they'd be. Here's Alex Rodriguez. There's a strike. Chris Guccione behind the plate did not go with a jacket. He's still got the short sleeves on. The 0-1. You wonder if the home run by Alex yesterday gets him started. It seemed like a meaningless home run, and it turned out to be because the Yankees still lost. But he had not hit a home run since April 23rd. And he connected for home run number 6. So does it get him started? He has 3 hits in his last 21 at-bats.
Well, he also had a hard line drive to left field, his second at-bat last night on a slider, and pretty good numbers off of Buchholz. 6 for 16 with a home run.
Some of these big-time Red Sox starters, they struggle against the Yankees. Now, Buchholz, his overall career ERA is 3.73. Now, against the Yankees in 6 starts, he's 1-3 with a 6.25. Then you look at Beckett, who's going to start tomorrow against CC. He has a 3.90 overall ERA lifetime. Against the Yankees, 5.90. 2 runs per game more. If you look at Lackey, his career ERA is 3.98. Against the Yankees, 4.68. Now, John Lester's pitching Sunday night. He's the only one who's better against the Yanks. His lifetime is 3.51. Against the Yanks, 3.28. Swing and a miss. Rodriguez down on strikes. 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
You know what, Michael? The only thing I think about those numbers, and we talked about it with Buchholz, he can kind of be a little shy from contact. Not tonight, though. He's coming right at the Yankees with that fastball. Maybe changing his game plan, and the Yankees in the past have done a great job waiting him out. Take the curveball for a ball, take the changeup for a ball, and get a fastball to hammer. And tonight he's coming right at him.
I also didn't want to leave out Daisuke Matsuzaka. Career 4.21 against the Yankees, 5.52. And Daisuke and Lackey will not be pitching in this series. It'll be Buchholz, Beckett, and Lester in that order. Here's Cano. Right back to Buchholz for the second out. You know, Boston 3 games under 500. They are 12th in the AL in ERA, but today Buchholz with that play right back up the middle is pitching much better than that. They're also 9th in runs scored. So a team that was supposed to have an explosive offense is having some difficulty early. Here's Nick Swisher. Nick 5 hits in his last 28 at bats.
I'm just sitting here thinking what we were talking about, David, with a pitcher and a catcher. I mean, you go into a game with a game plan. Hey, we're going to be aggressive. But then once you get out there, it changes quick. Doesn't it? I don't feel good tonight. I'm going to nibble a little bit. That's when the Yankees kill you. And the same thing with the Red Sox. Got a potent lineup. Really have to attack.
It's easy for a young pitcher. You know, we've seen Buchholz in the past. He's not afraid to shake his head either. He likes to call his own game. He likes to lead his own way. And for a young pitcher, it's a little unusual, especially with veteran catchers like Veritek in the past. And now Saltalamacchia is, you know, somewhat of a veteran guy. But Buchholz shakes his head a lot out there, so he's thinking. Sometimes maybe a little too much flash.
Yeah.
But tonight, very aggressive. You see his velocity jumped up all of a sudden. Maybe a glitch on the radar gun, but all of a sudden he's throwing the ball 98 miles an hour.
remember that much movement, though, down with that little sinker. I mean, I remember the cutter. It looks like he's got a pretty good two-seam fastball going.
Count 2-2.
The first changeup he's thrown right there. And, you know, Flash, we've seen him throw 5 or 6 changeups in the first inning before. He can't wait to get to that pitch. It's probably his best secondary pitch. And really good one. He broke out on Nick Swisher right there to get the count to 2-2.
And now the count is full. Posada on deck.
Let's see what he goes here, Flash. Maybe, you know, Buchholz is hard. He's hard to sort of follow because he's got several weapons he can go to. I'm thinking he wants to go back to the changeup. You see there the wiggle of the finger looks like the sinker away.
I think in the past, last year, it would have been a changeup there, right?
Probably so. Yeah, that's been his MO, and you picked up on it early, Flash. He's been very aggressive here the first 2 innings, and that's a formula for success for this young guy.
New pitching coach Kurt Young. Wonder if he has a little influence on the game plan and the mental part. Attack this lineup and see what happens. Fastball in.
And he walks Nick Swisher. Time for Posada.
Let's take a look at the Red Sox scouting report, which is brought to you by Volvo. And it has been an uphill battle for Terry Francona's club, starting out 0-6. Now 3 games under 500, and not there yet with the offense. A lot of talk in the offseason. They were going to score a lot of runs. They're 9th in the league right now, and they have some holes to fill offensively and also in the rotation. The back end, Lackey and Daisuke not doing the job, and a lot of injuries in the bullpen. So a lot of question marks with the Red Sox and some holes to fill.
Here's Posada. Count 1-0.
Jorge had a night off last night. Clear his head a little bit. Come back out here tonight facing Buchholz. He had a little problem with the media I read about too. I asked Jorge about it today, and he said, okay, if a reporter comes up to you and says, tell me how your year is going, how am I supposed to react to that question? I thought that's a valid point, Cole. Well, let me think about it. I'm hitting 162. Not going real well. Jorge didn't appreciate the question.
You know, those veteran guys, when they get off to slow starts, and speaking from experience, yeah, you do have a short fuse, and you know, sort of simple, innocuous question can really light that fuse sometimes. And Posada is such a grinder. He's so intense.
Ground ball to first. Gonzalez fields, flips the Buchholz, and that will do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left on base. We played 2 here at the stadium. There's no score on yes. Brought to you by Johnny Walker. Looks like it's going to involve the Mick. Mickey Mantle, on this date, in 55, has his only 3 home run game of his career in a 5-2 win against the Tigers. That's hard to believe. Only one time. Demand greatness in every sip and every season. Johnny Walker, proud sponsor of the New York Yankees. Friday at 13th today. Who's feeling lucky as Carl Crawford digs in? Crawford starting to come around. Got off to a dreadful start in April, and he's number 13, so he's not bothered by superstition. He has an 11-game hitting streak, but here he is batting 8th in the lineup, and he signed a $142 million contract. Fouled away. On the Lincoln scoreboard, there is no score.
See Carl Crawford, a great career in Tampa Bay for 9 years. Over 1,500 hits. He's a career .294 hitter.
Guys, and I'm surprised he went to Boston and struggled. And you know, you can talk about this better than me, Tony, but I'm sure the contract was a big deal and a burden, maybe trying to prove that he deserved it. But a guy who can run like that to get off to a slow start offensively, surprising.
One hopper to Cano. Stay tuned during the 6th inning for a message from our friends at the Fox Business Network.
You know, as Kim Jones told us in the pregame show, that Terry Francona said that Carl Crawford's going to be back at the top of the lineup just as soon as he gets it going. It's very unusual to see him batting down this low in the order. He's a leadoff hitter if ever there was one, and it just kind of shows you his struggle so far. You know, Terry Francona had to drop him way down in the order and try to let him ease into it, but it is tough to play in Boston. Coming from Tampa, a small market, to go to Boston, you feel like you have to justify your contract. A lot of scrutiny in Boston. I don't think there's anybody who thinks that Carl Crawford won't get back to his previous form before much longer.
Here's Saltalamacchia. You see his numbers. The combination of Saltalamacchia and Varitek have the 2nd lowest batting average for a catching tandem of any team in the American League other than the Joe Mauerless Twins, who are at 135. High fly ball, center field. Granderson for the 2nd out. And I asked Francona about it. He goes, hey, let's be honest. They got to hit better than this. He said, my first priority with a catcher is to run the staff. He said they're doing a good job of that. He said, but they do have to hit better than they're hitting.
Yeah, my first thought was you don't need these guys to hit. I mean, with the lineup that they have, you know, Jason goes out there and does his thing behind the plate. Saltalamacchia gets a job done, maybe a few home runs, start off a little slow. It's interesting. You know, I feel bad for Saltalamacchia, though, because Jason Varitek, obviously the captain, and pitchers love throwing to him. You know, you put a lot of pressure on yourself as a catcher as well, trying to do a good job with the staff.
Off the glove of a diving Cano, it trickles into the outfield, so a base hit for Ellsbury.
It looked like Robbie's going to get there. At the last minute, tries to dive, and you know, almost like he got caught up a little bit.
Yeah.
His legs got caught up underneath him, and it prevented him from extending as much as he could have there.
You know, he spoils us. You know, you expect him to make every play. Last night, a little throwing error, trying to turn a double play. Now you got to worry about Ellsbury and his speed. 11 stolen bases on the year. Has been thrown out 4 times. Not a bad spot to run with 2 outs, trying to get yourself into scoring position.
It's a good matchup with obviously Bartolo Colon. We mentioned in the pregame report how quick he is to home plate, how hard he is to steal off of as well.
Strike to Pedroia. Pedroia just one of 8 major league players to win an MVP, win a Rookie of the Year, win a Gold Glove, and win a World Series during his career. We told you how tough it is to steal on Cologne. And Ellsbury is very good with the stolen base. Chop towards second. Right there is Cano. Steps on the bag and not will through it. In the third, no runs ahead, no errors, and one man left. We've played 2.5. There's no score at the stadium. Sally Express, enjoy the journey. 2 more games against the Red Sox tomorrow night on Fox and then Sunday night on ESPN. But please note that right after the game, Yankees extra innings. So we'll have it covered wall to wall after each of those games. Then the Yankees hit the road. A big stretch for the Yankees. 2 games in Tampa Bay, then 2 in Baltimore. Back home next weekend for 3 against the Mets at the stadium. And there's a strike to Russell Martin. Lincoln scoreboard, there is no score. We've got a little pitcher's duel developing between Bartolo Colon and Clay Buchholz. Line drive to center field. Ellsbury there for the first out. Here's Brett Gardner. He has been on fire of late. Average up to 260. He's 18 for his last 39. He was on the interstate for a while, but he has been so hot of late, and that's why his average is creeping up to respectability. He's reached base safely in 20 of his last 40 plate appearances. Shows bunt, takes high.
See Kevin Youkilis in on the grass. A strange seeing Youkilis play third base again, huh? In a couple of years at first. Gold Glover over there. Gold Glove type first baseman. Doing a good job at third this year.
The 1-0. 2-0.
Yeah, you got to love Kevin Youkilis and his attitude, his team play. Will he do anything for the team? Where do you want me to play today? He's probably got about 5 gloves in his bag that he brings to the ballpark. Never complained one time. Where do you need me tonight, Skip?
Nice diving play by Buchholz, and he does the shovel pass over to Gonzalez for the second out.
Oh, but this is right. This is for you, Flash. You know, for those non-athletes out on the mound, you know, those pitchers. Look at this. Nice, good reach, good bounce, little sideways flip, underhand, nothing to it. Good extension, belly flop, right back up, quick flip.
All right, this brings up a little conversation Michael and I had last night. Were you the type of pitcher when a pop-up went to the infield, would you direct traffic, try to catch it, or just get out of the way?
I was a get out of the way kind of guy. I was. But, you know, especially later on in my career, I didn't have any energy. I expended all the energy I had throwing that ball, and then once it was out of my hand, it was up to the rest of the guys to. I even tried to get out of the way with balls back up the middle. I tried to finish sideways and make myself thinner so the ball wouldn't catch me. I wasn't like Jim Cott. Jim Cott, you know, the Gold Glover tried to finish up, you know, in a good fielding position. I was the opposite. I was trying to make myself skinny, get out of the way.
Let the professionals handle it.
Yes, exactly. So I do agree with you on that. But there are some good athletes out there on the mound.
But I always remember David directing traffic on the final out of his perfect game.
Yes.
He wanted Scott Brosius to know exactly where that ball was.
Second time through the lineup now for the Yankees. We'll see if Buchholz goes to a different game plan. Did a nice job establishing the fastball first time through. Has not given up a base hit, only one walk. See if he goes to a few more off-speed pitches this time around.
See Buchholz 5 shakeoffs. You know, that's the type of pitcher he is. He very much knows what he wants to throw. He very much wants to control the patterns. A tough guy to catch for a catcher. See, 7 times he finally gets the pitch he wants.
Second time through the order, 268. You want to get him after that. Impressive 385 for the opponents. But already we see it here to Jeter, second time through. First pitch curveball, second pitch changeup. As a hitter, you love going back to the dugout after facing a pitcher the first time, and you say, oh, now I know how he's going to pitch them. You know, he fell into a little pattern. I have 2 more at bats and I'll get him. Derek Jeter, a different approach this at bat.
You see Jeter, you know, since his recent little hot streak that he's got going, he's just getting better balls to hit. You know, he swung at a lot of pitches early in the count, really his entire career, but more so early this year when he was struggling. Now he just seems to be seeing the ball better, finding himself in better hitters counts.
Grounded to third. Tough hop off the chest of Youkilis, and Jeter will reach.
Take a look to see where this got Kevin Youkilis. You said it, Michael, a little bad hop. It looked like it had some top spin. Hits the dirt at Yankee Stadium, gets him in the bare hand. See how they scored. It looked like it had a little top spin and a bad hop.
Could be scored in E5, John. So Jeter is on now with 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Granderson. Weak hack right there, just a wave. Count 0-1.
For some reason, it really is jumping out at me tonight. Curtis Granderson really hanging out over the plate, right on top of it. I saw him hit a home run just off to the left of center field the other night. Looks like he's looking for something out over the plate, be able to cover it.
Really spread out in his stance, too. I think that's one of the big improvements he's made since he's become a Yankee. And Kevin Long, the Yankee hitting coach, working with him, really spread out. His timing and his balance is so much better than when he first came over from Detroit.
Count 0-1. 1-2.
Pretty good cutter right there. You know, there have been hitters in the past, and I did this for a little point, where you go up to the plate and say, I'm going to get right on top of it and challenge a pitcher to throw inside. A lot of pitchers can't throw it inside for a strike.
A lot of pitchers do pick up the hitter. You know, I mean, one of the hardest things for pitchers to do is just concentrate on the glove and the location you're trying to throw and block the hitter out. But you know, the guy like Granderson, who's got 12 home runs, it's easy to be distracted.
Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Buchholz. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. We played 3 here at Yankee Stadium. There's no score. You're watching Yes. Entering tonight, Adrian Gonzalez, who's leading off this inning, leads the league in RBIs. Which 2 Red Sox led the American League in RBIs in their first seasons in the American League? We'll find out the answer in the bottom of the 4th inning. And here is Gonzalez. Popped up to second in the first. Pitch outside. No score as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Nightfall has taken hold here in New York City. And that one's drilled deep to right field. There it goes. See ya. Long home run into the second deck. It's 1-0 Boston.
Well, we talked a lot early on about Gonzalez, how he can go the other way for power. He's actually hit 4 home runs in his last 4 games, so add another one, 5 in his last 5. He crushes this ball to right field. They want to go inside. It ends up middle of the plate. When you're as big as strong as Gonzalez, you know that that one is gone. The Red Sox then take the lead.
Pitch to Euclid is a strike.
Well, that is a long way. You know, high up into that second deck. Bartolo, you can see almost right out of his hand, the ball's not going where he wanted it to. Russell Martin reaching back over the plate, and wow, a perfect little uppercut swing. Hits the bottom half of the ball, creates the backspin, the launch angle, and that ball is long gone.
Count 1-2.
You know, I'm getting the feeling this is kind of a feeling out process for the Yankees too, and obviously the scouts have paid attention to Gonzalez, but you spend a lot of time in the National League. San Diego, you don't really get a chance to see his at-bats consistently, and obviously that's going to change now that he's in Boston.
I got a piece of Russell Martin.
got to feel that Gonzalez is going to have a big home run here a year this year. You see foul tip off the right shoulder flash. Can you feel it up here?
Yeah, there's my arthritis. I feel that one.
Direct hit. You know, he's got a chest protector on, but that's a thin layer of padding. That ball came off the bat probably about 100 miles an hour right off of his right shoulder. Back to Gonzalez, you know, his biggest year was he hit 40 home runs in 2009 in San Diego, and San Diego's not a big home run park out there at Petco Field out there. So you got to feel like, you know, that's Gonzalez's 8th home run already. He can hit the ball the other way at Fenway Park. He may have a career year this year in terms of power.
Swing and a miss. The ball gets away from Martin. Youkilis hustles to first. The throw, not in time. So he reaches on the strikeout.
Let's see Kevin Youkilis asking what that pitch was. It moved so much it fooled Youkilis, and it gets away from Russell Martin. This looked like a two-seamer that started off away, ran inside. Russell Martin doesn't have enough arm strength to get the play there, but that ball ran a good 2.5, 3 feet by Youkilis and off the glove of Russell Martin.
So they score that a pass ball. And here's David Ortiz. Boy, David Ortiz might be exhibit A, B, and C, not to give up on veteran players in a hurry. A couple of years ago, people were pushing the Red Sox to release him. He had such a bad start to the season, and it was a couple of months where he was on the interstate. But then he took off, and he's been the David Ortiz of old, where the Red Sox hung with him because of what he had done for them. They didn't care that he was an older player. They felt that he would break out of it, and he did. If they had given up when people were pushing them to give up, then they wouldn't have him now. In April of last year, 143. The rest of the year, 286. In April of 2009, 185. The rest of the year, 264. Look at the home runs as well. But this year, he's actually gotten off to a good start.
In both of those years, he ended up still around his normal numbers, around 100 RBIs, around 30 home runs, 28 to 30 home runs. He's been a model of consistency, really, other than those slow starts that Michael just referred to in terms of production since he's come to Boston.
Well, I'm having flashbacks here. I mean, you go in those scouting the meetings, you know, go over a lineup, and you'd say, okay, David Ortiz, we're going to make sure he doesn't beat us. Well, now you got Gonzalez in the lineup, really going to get a lot of the attention. You got to believe David Ortiz kind of hanging back in the lineup, enjoying that. Sneaking up on some people and getting off to a nice start. 6 home runs already.
(3-1) and Ortiz walks. So first and second, still nobody out. That's going to bring up J.D. Drew, who struck out looking in the second inning. Tap slowly back to Cologne. He's going to fire to second one. That's all they get. Cologne moves okay out the mound for a big guy.
He's got quick feet. You know, that's why he holds runners close. A slight step to home plate, but you can see he gets his feet under him and makes the right call. Cut down the runner at second. No chance to get the double play, but now you still have the double play in order. Get over there, get the ball, get your feet set, make a good high throw to Derek Jeter. Preserve the double play.
Well, I like the way he got his feet set. You're right, because right away I'm thinking, oh no, this isn't going to end up well. And he takes a little extra crow hop, gets his feet set, makes a strong throw. Had a bad feeling about that throw from the beginning, but a nice job regrouping, like you said.
Here's Jed Lowry. Runners on the corners, one out. Count 1-0. Place looks great tonight. Beautiful Friday evening in New York City. Count 2-0.
David, I was terrible when I was still playing to talk to pitchers about how they grip pitches and how do you throw a two-seamer, how do you throw a cutter. Just was worried about catching it, but I'm amazed at all the movement that he gets. It's got to be, what, off center with the baseball, trying to get a grip and movement, pressure points.
Pressure points, but he's also right over the top. He's not a high three-quarter arm angle guy. He's always been sort of right over the top. A very simple motion. You never see him fall off of the mound or cut across pitches. Almost like he's throwing darts right over the top. If you watch his finish, he gets all 260-plus pounds going towards home plate. All the moment, almost a recoil rather than a fall off the mound. That allows him to retain his arm angle on the top and really manufacture that movement.
That one moves out of the strike zone, so he walks Lowry on 4 pitches, and the bases are loaded. And Larry Rothschild will come out.
Well, good news with all that movement, you're going to get a lot of ground balls and possibility of a double play. Bad news, you got Carl Crawford up there who runs well. Be tough to double up. He's really going to have to hit a hard ground ball.
A good time to regroup right here. That last at bat, really none of those pitches were close at all to Lowry. Give him a break. See Russell Martin talking to him. This is where you got to really regroup. Crawford, although he's coming in struggling, hitting 217 and 0 for 1, still a very dangerous guy in this situation with the bases loaded.
Colon has issued 3 walks so far tonight. That's a season high. You've got Youkilis on third, J.D. Drew at second, and Jed Lowry at first, with Carl Crawford at the plate. Red Sox have struggled here in these situations. And Crawford takes high.
You can see Russell Martin in that reaction right there with that fastball. It almost got by him, and I'm sure expecting a little two-seamer down and away, and it just jumped through the zone. Actually, a nice play just to catch it. It stays true and has a little rise to it.
Count 1-1.
Kind of see a sense of Carl Crawford's anxiousness right there. Bartolo Colon just walked the bases loaded, not even close. 1-0 count, borderline pitch down and away, and he's so anxious he goes out and tries to take a swing at it. It's all about just trying to get good balls to hit and settle down. This guy's a great player. Just a matter of time before he comes around.
Yankees would love the double play, but with Crawford's speed, it'll be tough. So what you see is Jeter and Cano are not playing all the way back. They will creep in as the ball is being released. They'll play off the outfield grass.
Now you're ahead in the count 1 and 2. You start thinking strikeout maybe instead of double play. And everything has been away to Carl Crawford. Maybe you throw that front hip sinker, something inside. We'll see.
Just got a piece to stay alive.
With a slider, doesn't throw a lot of off-speed pitches. Pretty good pitch.
Good pitch and a lot of confidence to throw that with the bases loaded. Russell Martin going down to try to block this. Crawford spoils it. I think you're right, Flash. This is what they're talking about right here. You know, I think Russell Martin probably talking to him about exactly what Flash is referring to, and that two-seam fastball started right at the left-hand batter's hip. Try to get a called third strike, which is what Bartolo Colon's been so proficient at this year. Leading the major leagues, 57% of his strikeouts this year have come on called third strikes. And Crawford through the 11-game hitting streak, batting .348 as well.
Grounded to first. They're only going to get 1 out. A run scores. And it's 2-0 Red Sox.
With the slider again, it looked like back-to-back sliders. Must be something in the scouting report. You can get Crawford down and in with the slider with 2 strikes.
It's kind of a feel a pitcher gets too, you know, about maybe I can get a good pitch here, a good slider. You see that one just left it up a little bit. Crawford's just a little anxious with it because that's a pretty good pitch to hit.
Yep.
Maybe Cologne just lost a little feel for that 2-seam fastball right now. It can change from inning to inning, and we've seen Cologne miss badly with that pitch so far this inning. So maybe he just didn't quite feel comfortable with it.
Saltalamacchia takes outside. Only 8% of his pitches this year have been sliders, so it's not a pitch that he is comfortable throwing. Saltalamacchia with a fly ball to center in the 3rd. And a strike.
Sometimes a veteran pitcher, you know, as I said before, you know, the feel for your pitches can change almost at bat to at bat, or certainly inning to inning. You can see certain innings I'd go out there flashing, boy, the slider's there, and I just get a feel for it, and I want to throw that. And then the next inning, it's not there, and the fastball's there. And making adjustments on the fly is really the key, especially with veteran pitchers.
1-1. Foul back.
All of a sudden, he's got a good feel for his slider.
5 in a row. 5 in a row.
26 pitches so far this inning. So he got away economically in the 2nd and the 3rd. What pushed it in the 1st and now the 4th. He's at 67 overall.
Russell Martin knows what a big spot in the ball game this is already in the 4th inning with 2 outs. Saltalamacchia up there. 2nd and 3rd. Ellsbury on deck, who's been a hot hitter. You want to go get Saltalamacchia here ahead in the count 1-2.
Swing and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball. So he felt comfortable with the breaking ball rather than the fastball. 2 runs on 1 hit. And the 1 hit was this home run off the bat of Adrian Gonzalez. He has 6 homers in his last 30 at bats. And Boston has a 2-0 lead. Quit line quiz answer. The question entering tonight, Adrian Gonzalez leads the league in RBIs. Which 2 Red Sox led the American League in RBIs in their first seasons in the AL? Ted Williams and Dick Stewart. Ted did it as a rookie in '39. And Dr. Strangelove did it after 5 seasons in the National League. Want to remind everybody, John, I know this is important for you, as the Red Sox lead 2-0. Rex Ryan center stage after the game tonight. You're a huge Jet season ticket holder, and I know you're DVRing it. I don't know if you get back in time.
I'll have plenty of time after I get back to settle in.
We talked about you a little bit.
You see, don't even do that. Now I'm going to sit there for an hour waiting, and it's not going to happen.
Well, he talked about Jet fans. You're a Jet fan.
I've had to deal with this the last 3 days, Tony.
That was the least of your issues the last 3 days.
Just glad you guys aren't breaking up the Fordham and the GW stuff again.
It's only a matter of time.
(2-0) Red Sox. The 3-1 to Teixeira. Grounded foul. Yankees are still looking for their first hit against Buchholz. They've reached with a walk and an E5. Grounded to first. Gonzalez flips to Buchholz. 1 away. Tomorrow, starting pitchers brought to you by Verizon Fios. Get the ultimate in entertainment on the Ultimate Network. Fios and Network ahead. What a matchup. Josh Beckett, look at the year he's having. Bouncing back against CC Sabathia, who's pitched in some hard luck, hasn't had a lot of run support. And remember, tomorrow night on Fox, and then Sunday night on ESPN, immediately following those games, boom, Yankees extra innings. And we have it covered from the end of the game right on. Everything that you want to know. Jack and Bob in the studio. Kimberly is going to be in the clubhouse. Your tweets, the whole deal. Wall-to-wall coverage. Yankees extra innings. Here's Alex Rodriguez. Pitch outside. Ground ball, base hit. Yankees' first base hit of the night.
That's a good sign for Alex Rodriguez there, obviously picking up a base hit. But last night we saw a couple of balls hit hard, including a home run on off-speed pitches, on sliders. Being able to take care of that fastball inside with a little bit of movement. Just pulling his hands inside, drilling it to left field. That's a good sign right there.
Yankees with their first hit of the night.
Yeah, you sure? Yeah. There's a strike to Cano.
Probably doesn't like that pitch. Curveball down. Puts it right in a hole. 0-1. Big pitch and an at-bat there. A lot of hitters talk about that. Boy, it should be 1-0 right now. See Robbie, the ball's around and down. Pretty good pitch, but probably down borderline. Probably a ball. Okay, Flash. It's a ball.
Pretty good pitch.
But Robbie definitely thought, yeah, now I'm 0-1. That allows the pitcher to do that. You know, get a little more creative, break out a changeup. Just that fast, you're down 0-2.
Just thinking he's only thrown, what, maybe a handful of changeups, if that, and you get swings like that because you don't show it too much.
Robbie Cano in his last 10 games came in 7 for 35, just hitting 200. And that's what happens during tough streaks like that. You're not getting good pitches to hit. Umpires call one way or another. The law of averages.
Robbie is struggling this month. 8 for 38 in May. That's just 211. 289 overall. Check swing on the high fastball. They check with the third base ump, Mark Wegner. He said no, he did not go.
Well, Robbie has seen it all in this at bat. The high fastball, he holds up his swing, but first pitch curveball, second pitch changeup, now a high fastball to change the eye level. Buchholz and Saltalamacchia, a lot of options here, although great numbers, 9 for 18. Got to believe a curveball's coming here, Coney. I mean, a lot of times that high fastball sets up a curveball. We'll see.
That one is driven out to left center field. Giving Chase Crawford. He's there, and he makes the play. A-Rod, who was almost all the way to second, hustles back to first.
A lot of conversation about that first pitch and down and away, put in the hole right away. A little frustration.
Got to bring up Swisher. Swing and a miss off speed.
Just gives you the idea of the quality of Buchholz's changeup. Nick Swisher, a great eye, perennially a high on base percentage guy. Doesn't swing in a lot of first pitches, certainly not out of the strike zone, and completely fooled on that sort of parachute changeup. Clay Buchholz features, almost like they pull the ripcord.
Count 0-2.
Doing a nice job switching up the rhythm too, delivering the ball to the plate real quick like a slide step, and dots that fastball in the outside corner.
Buchholz found himself in the Cy Young Award conversation last year. We said he won 17 games last year at a 2.3 ERA. He's going to get better and better. As Flash said before, the more aggressive he is with his fastball, the more chances he's going to have to strike more hitters out. Got all the stuff in the world. Power fastball, he can cut it, he can sink it. Good over the top hook. And a parachute changeup to go with it.
Swing and a miss. Got him. Tied him up with the fastball inside. No runs a hit, no errors, and one man left on base. We played 4 at the stadium. Red Sox lead the Yankees 2-0. take a little bit of a deep breath so there will not be back-to-back no-hitters by Justin Verlander. Hey, follow the New York Yankees with MLB.com at Bat 11, app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at bat to 31826 or visit Yankees.com for details. Here's Ellsbury. After your perfect game, when did you give up the next hit?
I walked the first hitter of the game on 4 pitches.
Got that out of the way.
Yeah, I didn't do much after that perfect game, Michael, as you remember. I sold my soul to the devil for that game. I did get Piazza out in the World Series, though.
Yes, you did.
Got that going for me.
Hot shot to Jeter. He backhand, sets, fires, got him. And Benny Eagle's still unhappy about it.
This ball's hit hard to Derek Jeter's right. The backhand. Plant on that back leg and a nice strong throw across the diamond.
Here's Dustin Pedroia. And a strike.
You know, Flash, Kim Jones gave us a good story about Dustin Pedroia before the game, talking about Jeter and, you know, his slow start. A lot of criticism of Jeter coming from all angles. And Pedroia was defending him. Said, "You got to be kidding me. This guy's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Great player. All the championships he's had for the Yankees." Pedroia and Jeter have become close friends, mainly from the World Baseball Cup. They were teammates. And Pedroia, just a great personality around the clubhouse, defending Derek Jeter, almost laughing at the criticism of Derek Jeter.
Well, Dustin off to a slow start at 236, so I'm sure he's probably hearing it a little bit up there in Boston, maybe a little sensitive, but love his confidence, knows he's going to swing the bat.
I was talking to Nomar Garcia-Parra today, the former Red Sox shortstop, and he said about Jeter, he said, you can't set benchmarks and say if he doesn't hit 300 or if he doesn't hit 290. He said what he brings to the team isn't necessarily equated in numbers. He said that's just not the way it works. He said this guy is so important to what they do. He said and he will put up representative numbers. The 2-2. Pretty amazing, that holy trinity of shortstops way back when. One's a broadcaster for ESPN, one's a Yankee third baseman, and only one remains at shortstop. That's Derek Jeter. And the 2-2. Nice play there by Colon. He fires a strike to Teixeira.
We're going to take a look at our Home Depot hitter scouting report on Adrian Gonzalez, and it has been a very easy transition for him coming from the San Diego Padres, signing a big contract. And red hot lately, now has 5 home runs in his last 5 games, and he gets the big hits. 378 with runners in scoring position this year, 19 RBIs in those situations. Not just a great hitter, but a hitter who gets the big hits in the ball game.
Asked Francona today, is Gonzalez what you thought, or is he better than what you thought? He said, well, we thought he was going to be pretty great. He said, for us to make the deal that we made, we gave up a lot. He said, we thought he was going to be this good, and he's been everything and more for them. I think for 2 years the Red Sox were reacting to the Yankees signing Mark Teixeira. They thought they had him. The Yankees swooped in and got him. Last year they made the trade for Victor Martinez and gave up a guy, Masterson, who's pitching very well for the Indians, and that didn't work out. And then they made the trade for Gonzalez. So they traded a lot of their farm system because they couldn't simply sign Mark Teixeira as a free agent.
And of course the San Diego GM worked with Theo Epstein and knew the Red Sox farm system as well, the new GM out there.
see a lot of that. You see that happen often, you know. Somebody who's been in a certain organization goes somewhere else and gets a GM job, and he's so familiar with the previous team's farm system.
Off speed, swung on and missed. Here's a comparison between the two since 2007 through last year. Pretty close, and each of them won Gold Gloves. 2 of them apiece. Now they'll be squaring off in this league, as will Derek Lee, another Gold Glove winner. Driven to center field. Going back is Granderson. He's there, and that'll do it. Red Sox down in order. Yankees need some offense. Speaking of center fielders, that would be a way to go. Mickey. Baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. By T-Mobile, America's largest 4G network. And by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. The RFK Bridge, formerly the Triborough Bridge, shuttling traffic between Manhattan and the Bronx and Manhattan and Queens. Red Sox lead the Yankees 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Here's Posada.
The thing that jumps out a bit, I mean, with those stats on Posada is the on-base percentage. What the Yankees have not done this year that they've always done in the past is grind out at-bats, get their share of walks, get the pitcher to get his pitch count up. See Buchholz here, only 63 pitches here in the bottom of the 5th. Posada perennial, he's been a great on-base percentage guy. Career 376 on-base percentage, just 270 that coming into this game.
Hot shot, base hit. So Posada with a single. Some of the great pictures we've seen throughout the broadcast. From the sky, aerial coverage brought to you by DirecTV. Get every MLB game and the most in HD. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
See a good swing by Posada there, but Flash, that's really the missing link with the Yankees this year. They've had their share of power. See Posada here. This is the Posada of old. Get a fastball on the inside corner, turn those hips, line drive in the hole. So quick inside Posada his whole career.
Here's Russell Martin. Yankees have the leadoff runner on. That one is driven deep to center field. Ellsbury back, still back. He's on the track, at the wall, leaps. See ya! Tie game. 2-run home run by Russell Martin.
Seventh home run of the year for Russell Martin, and he took Buchholz deep at Fenway Park on a curveball. And this was not a curveball. First pitch fastball right down the middle. Russell Martin knew he made good contact. Ellsbury goes back, and it's going to be a 2-run home run. I wonder if the Yankees changing the game plan a little bit, going to be more aggressive, looking for that fastball early in the count in the tie ball game.
The bench likes it as the Yankee offense been slumbering and finally wakes up with that home run. And there's a strike to Gardner. That's Russell Martin's 7th home run. He had 5 home runs all of last year in 97 games. And in 143 games in 2009, he hit 7 home runs. So he is a bit ahead of his pace. Count 1-1.
Talked early on, Buchholz really establishing that fastball. Jorge Posada took care of it. Russell Martin. Now you pay attention. Will Buchholz go back to the game plan of old? A lot of change-ups and curveballs. We'll pay attention.
If you're wondering, Martin's career high in home runs was 19 in 2007. So the Yankees not even a quarter of the way through. And he has 7. This is the Yankees' 36th game of the year. Line drive center field, a base hit in front of Ellsbury.
And the beat goes on for Brett Gardner. Really on a hot streak. Much more aggressive, Flash, on a 2-1 count. Rarely have we seen Gardner even swing the bat in the past. Much more aggressive. Hitters count, line drive, anticipating. Last 10 games he was hitting 400. That's going up. That's the key for Brett Gardner. Even though he's a grinded out on base percentage type of a guy, there is such a thing as taking too many pitches. And a 2-1 fastball right down the middle, take a lash at it, a bullet right back up the box.
Here's Derek. He is 0 for 2. He struck out, reached on an error by Youkilis. Derek shows bunt, takes a pitch low. Gardner only 2 stolen bases in his last 7 attempts. Previously, he stole at close to an 86% success rate.
A surprise Derek Jeter showing bunt right there. Get the feeling Russell Martin, that 2-run home run, all of a sudden the Yankees relax a little bit offensively. Struggling lately, especially with runners in scoring position. Derek looking to bunt first pitch, a little surprising.
Throws out one past Gonzalez, but Gardner's going to stay right there. Gonzalez makes a perfect one-hop throw towards second. Didn't have to, though. There goes. Grounded up the middle. No play at second. They make the out at first. And by running, they took a base hit away from Jeter. Pedroia thinks that he had the ball and stepped on the bag. But the second base umpire, Mike Everett, said no.
Well, you could tell Pedroia is hot. He felt like he kept his foot on the bag.
Let's take a look at the Coors Light freeze cam. Does he have the ball and his foot on the bag?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he does. So a bad call by Everett. Now was a double play.
You can see sometimes when the foot's on top of the bag and you drag it across the top, the umpire gets a different look. It almost looked like Pedroia was stabbing at the bag as he slid across the top, but no doubt he was on the bag.
So Terry Francona comes in and has a word. You see it in real time. And it's a very tough call. But on a freeze frame in slow motion, it certainly looks as if they got him. So now a runner in scoring position with 1 out. And here's Granderson. Sometimes a runner going opens a hole for a batter. Sometimes it closes one, and that's what it did right there. Very odd defensive alignment by Lowry, who was almost right behind Brett Gardner when he's taking a lead and then backing up to regular shortstop. Almost breathing on his neck.
Well, the Red Sox have to do a good job with the running game. Salta Lamacchia behind the plate has had some issues throwing the baseball.
Game, bottom of the 5th inning. A little bit of a buzz in the crowd here at Yankee Stadium.
It was a fine line for a pitcher, paying too much attention to the running game. You have Curtis Granderson with his 12 home runs. Obviously a dangerous hitter. You want to make sure you pay attention to him. Brett Gardner causing a distraction.
Ground ball foul.
Yeah, and you're right, Flash. It can be a distraction. It was for me when I was on the mound. It can be a distraction to the pitcher. It can be a distraction to the hitter with a runner on second base too and dancing around. You can be in the line of sight for the batter as well. But any more distractions you can create for pitchers, especially young pitchers, the better chance you have for him to make a mistake.
That one gets away from Salta Lamacchia.
Well, a nice block by Salta Lamacchia. A little curveball down and in. Does a nice job keeping it in front. You can see right away he's going to take the mask off and try to freeze Brett Gardner with his eyes, which he does. Prevents him from taking that base.
Lined into center field. Ellsbury makes the catch and Gardner stays put. Gardner is 0 for 3. Big new Joe Girardi show, 7:30 Sunday. That's before the game on ESPN. So tune in to see what the manager has to say. Here's Mark Teixeira. Go ahead runs at second base. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Foul boy. single by Posada, 2-run home run to the left of dead center by Martin, and then a single by Gardner. But Jeter's grounded out. Granderson flied out to center. Count 1-1. Count 1-2. Bartolo Colon never seems flustered, never seems stressed out. He's really chill there. The 1-2. Mark Teixeira, the Yankees' leading hitter this year with runners in scoring position, which has been a problem for most of the team. Mark's hitting .316. Has 21 ribbies. Off speed, and Teixeira way out front. But the Yankees come alive offensively after Posada's single to open up the inning. Russell Martin went yard. Over the head of Jacoby Ellsbury, over the fence. It's a 2-2 game. For another look at tonight's Toyota text poll. Once again, the question, aside from New York, which of these cities is the best sports town? I'll tell you in a moment how you voted. Pitch to Euclid as a strike. You've been texting us at 58772. 41% think it's Chicago. 31 Philly, 28 Boston.
Who influenced the vote?
I think what influenced the vote is that most Yankee fans don't like the Red Sox.
Kansas City didn't make it, Dave.
I don't understand.
Heavy right-in, though.
They haven't been out with me in that city yet.
Popped up. Euclid for the first out. Big news, I don't know if you've heard this, David, in the Flaherty household. Logan Flaherty one of two Flaherty boys that are very good athletes. He was named to his All-Star team.
Congratulations, Logan. The email just came across the ticker, David.
Nice.
Nice little slick fielding shortstop, Logan. Hits the ball the other way like his old man never knew how to, so he's ahead of the game. Way to go, Logan.
Congrats.
I do remember you hooking a couple doubles down the line off of me.
Ortiz pops one up. Alex Rodriguez called off by Gardner for the second out. Well, after his struggles in the fourth inning, seems like Bartolo Colon has certainly settled down. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Here's J.D. Drew. Off speed for a strike.
And there's that slider again. It's been a big pitch for him tonight. 55 strikes, 33 balls.
Along with John Flaherty and David Cohn and Kimberly Jones, I'm Michael Kay. Back in the studio, Bob Lorenz and Jack Curry. We've got it all covered for you right here on Yes. We thank you for watching on this Friday night. It's a 2-2 game, top of the sixth inning. The 0-2. Grounded up the middle and knocked down by Cano and slowed down as Drew will reach on the single. Second base hit by the Red Sox today off the glove of Cano. One by Ellsbury in the third and one by Drew here.
Yeah, just out of Robinson Cano's reach, and obviously would have been a great play if he could have made it. Also would have helped out Bartolo Colon, keeping that pitch count down a little bit. Now he's got to go to work against Lowry.
Lowry 0 for 1 with a walk. Pitch high, 1-0. This is the view I grew up with. Across the street, upper deck, last row behind the plate. Blocked by a Coors Light vendor.
Hot dog, no ketchup, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Plain. What a bargain that was in those days. Glass row, $1.50 a game.
Did you get the Reggie candy bar when that came out?
Oh, yes, and I'm the only one who didn't throw it. I ate it. Because Reggie hit a home run and everybody threw him on the field, but I wasn't throwing food away.
Shocking. You ate a candy bar? It's hard to believe, isn't it?
No need to go after me. No need. Been together for 4 days now. It's been great.
Fantastic.
It's okay. I can mediate. I mediated the strike in 1994. I can mediate this.
You know what? The NFL might need your help. Count 1 and 2.
Tough matchup, though. You got a Bronx kid and a Rockland County kid now, you know.
Ground ball and through for a base hit. So 2 2-out singles keep the inning alive for the Red Sox.
Colon trying to go with that front hip sinker, and it just doesn't look like he has enough on it to get it by Lowry. Velocity dropping just a little bit, I think 90 miles an hour maybe, and it's up and it comes back middle, so bad combination. Ends up in right field for a base hit.
You can almost see Russell Martin giving the target behind the hitter's knee, trying to get him to get that pitch to stay inside. You got to start it inside enough. It's a tough pitch to navigate because you're not throwing it where you're trying to throw it. You have to aim at a point on the hitter's hip and hope it runs to the corner. And you see Bartolo Colon, he kind of lost the feel over the last few innings of that particular pitch, throwing more breaking balls. It can come and go when you have that much movement on a pitch. It's hard to throw it exactly where you're trying to throw it. Greg Maddux, probably the best I've ever seen, the former Cub and the Atlanta Brave pitcher, the best I've ever seen at doing that.
There's a strike to Crawford. Crawford is 0 for 2, but he has an RBI ground out. He's not great with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. Top of the 6th inning, 2-2 game. Yankees and the Red Sox. 96 he dials it up to. Count 0-2.
Yeah, and that's a four-seamer right there. I mean, he's just challenging Carl Crawford. Instead of going with movement, just a little velocity up in the zone.
You can see the difference between a 2-seamer and a 4-seamer, about 3 to 4 miles an hour on the fastball. See Bartolo, when he's throwing that 2-seamer and going for movement, there's going to be naturally less velocity because you've got to allow for the movement. A 4-seam fastball, as you're teaching young kids at home, throw that 4-seam fastball, you get tighter rotation, you can throw it harder with more velocity and right to the point where you're trying to throw it. 2-seamer, you got to allow for movement, sinkage. It's going to be a little less velocity.
The 0-2. Right in on the hands, 95 miles an hour.
Like that pitch right there, David. I mean, instead of the 2-seamer like you were talking about, you make sure you get the fastball in with a 4-seamer.
Yeah, I'm going to bury this 4-seamer in there. I'm going to make sure it stays in there, even though it does sort of come out a little bit, but the height helps him. You see the ball's above the belt, almost letter high to a left-handed batter. That's still a good location.
Pitch I always worry about to Carl Crawford right there, that slider down and in that he can just golf into right field and possibly into the seats. Colon, a nice job making sure it's a little bit lower. Crawford doesn't bite at it, but a dangerous pitch here at Yankee Stadium to a left-handed hitter, especially Carl Crawford. That's his strength.
High pop-up, left field. Gardner is there and puts it away for the final out of the 6th. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left, and now a business update from our friends at the Fox Business Network. And all of that adds up to Yankees 2 and the Red Sox 2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and Alex Rodriguez will lead off against Clay Buchholz.
Love A.J. Burnett's reaction there in the dugout.
Pumped up. That one is chopped to third. Youkilis. And they get A-Rod for the first out.
Players can say it's not a big deal to play the Red Sox or Yankees. I don't buy it. There's a little special excitement with these games, more energy.
You look around the stadium, there's not an empty seat in the house, so the fans will let you know. That, it's almost in New York. You know this, Flash and Michael as well. The fans let you know what's a big game and what's not. The players say, "Well, it's just another game." That's a bunch of bull. The fans let you know this is a big game by how they react.
Now, when you were with the Yankees, David, was there a genuine dislike between the players on the Yankees and the Red Sox?
Not as much as there was from what I heard in the 70s, where there was dislike. Thurman Munson and Carlton Fisk genuinely did not like each other. Bill Lee and Greg Nettles, and in the 70s, just rough and tumble. The Bronx Zoo, well, they really did not like each other. It wasn't that way in the 90s as much.
They had a lot of fights in the 70s as well. And I was once at a Red Sox Yankee breakfast, a rivalry breakfast with the 70s guys. And Bill Lee said exactly what you just said. Fisk hated Munson, Munson hated Fisk. Lee hated Nettles, Nettles hated Lee, and everybody hated Lou. Lou being Lou Piniella, who was fiery, and those were great baseball games. And then it kind of heated up again, John, when you were on the Yankees in 03 and 04. Pedro and Manny and those guys on that team, and Curt Schilling really brought out the best of both sides.
Pedro and the Don Zimmer incident, and Posada going at it with Pedro on the mound and pointing at each other's heads. And it did get ugly again in the next decade.
Kevin Millar with the whole cowboy up thing, just two different personalities, two different clubs, and got a little heated at some time.
There's a strike, and the count 3-1 on Cano. I think it's a little bit more subdued now, and as you guys said, the fans kind of dictate the energy level in the ballpark. There certainly is a much higher energy level than there was the 3 games against Kansas City, and those games count.
Yeah.
And the players should get themselves up alone for those games. Squib toward third. It'll be a tough play for Youkilis. Bare hands, fires. Nice play by Youkilis to get Cano.
See, Robbie Cano, right off the end of the bat on an off-speed pitch. You see the sideways spin, almost like a cue ball. And Youkilis, bare hand, all in one motion, flying through the air. Excellent play. Buchholz picked up, loves it.
Here's Nick Swisher. Nobody up in the Yankee bullpen, so Bartolo Colon will pitch the 7th. Driven out the other way. Giving Chase Crawford into the corner. He can't make the play, and it bounces into the seats for a double.
Nick Swisher, first pitch swinging, going the other way, might be a good sign for him. Been pulling off a little bit lately. Stays on this fastball up middle of the plate, does not try to pull it. Drives it the other way, out of the reach of Carl Crawford. We know how much ground he can cover out there in left field, not able to come up with it.
Here's Posada. He started the Yankees mini rally in the 5th, opening up the inning with a single to right, and then scored on Martin's home run, a 2-run shot. Pitch is low. Now, we mentioned Colon will be pitching the 7th. It bears noting that he has thrown 100 pitches to this point. Oh, he's always in a good mood. almost like he's had a new lease on life after missing last year. And I guess this is the second act, and it's all a bonus.
It is. He's playing with house money right now, and you can see, the relaxed look on his face. And he's found a home here. Bartolo Colon actually wanted to go back to Cleveland. He wanted to become an Indian again, and the Cleveland Indians did not want him. And he was upset about that, and he was really trying to prove him wrong. And found himself on the Yankees and has really found a home.
And the count 2-1.
There was actually several teams in the bidding for Bartolo Colon because the reports on him were so good in winter ball. But Tony Pena, the Yankees coach, really got a bird's eye view and really got in the Yankees' ear, and Brian Cashman was instrumental in getting Colon to become a Yankee. See Buchholz falls down 2-1 here with 2 outs. A big 2-out RBI right here for Posada.
And Jorge's last at bat was able to get ahead in the count, get a fastball, and drill it into right field. So we've been talking all night long about Buchholz and that fastball. See if he challenges Jorge here in a hitter's count.
Now he's got a better hitter's count at 3-1. Well, the theme of the week and of the last couple of weeks continues tonight. Yankees 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. The Red Sox 0 for 4. And the Yankees don't want to keep wasting good pitching. I mean, they've gotten such great pitching over the last 3 weeks. You got to pick up the guys on base in order to get wins for your pitchers. Dribbled slowly under the glove of Buchholz, but fielded by Gonzalez, and he flips it to the pitcher for the final out. So they strand a runner in scoring position. No runs a hit, no errors, 1 man left. We go to the 7th. It's a 2-2 game on Yes. We prove that every day.
Well, the GE Capital partner play just happened. Buchholz tries to make the play, can't do it. Gonzalez comes up with it. It's going to be an easy flip over to Buchholz, your GE Capital partner play.
Saltalamacchia will lead off against Colon. Now, John, I know that this used to be a tough name for you, but now you've nailed it. The Cadillac scoreboard, 2-2. Do you know that at 14 letters, Saltalamacchia is the longest name in the history of Major League Baseball?
The history of the game.
Yeah. So I was up all last night flipping through the baseball encyclopedia, seeing the long names, counting them up. Longest name from rib cage to rib cage.
And of course, you wouldn't do that before the game because you had the Kansas City Royals to worry about. So you wait till the half. That's right.
Can't look ahead. You've always taught me that. Ground ball and past a diving Cano into right field. Hey, bring your family, friends, or business associates out to Yankee Stadium for a group outing and a game day suite. Now, game day suites can accommodate groups between 12 and 382 guests with all-inclusive food and non-alcoholic beverage packages. Make your special occasion legendary. Operators are standing by right now at 212-YANKEES, or you can email suites@yankees.com or log on to yankees.com/suites. Here's Ellsbury. Let's see if they have him bunt. Got a catcher on first. And they got Jabba warming up.
And 102 pitches, a season high for Bartolo Colon, so we'll see how long Joe Girardi lets him go. 3.
That's about as far as he's letting him go. So they had him throw over to first base, and they're going to bring in Jabba Chamberlain. And Colon's going to get a nice hand. He has really pitched well for the Yankees. You can't ask for much more than this guy's done. He has exceeded all expectations. Music and computer world, and by Toyota, the official hybrid of the New York Yankees. Well, after 103 pitches and a leadoff single by Salta Lamacchia, Joe Girardi makes the call to the bullpen. Brought to you by AT&T. And Bartolo Colon will be a spectator for the rest of this one. He cannot win with the runner at first. He could certainly lose. It's a 2-2 game. And here comes Jabba, who's put together a very nice season so far.
Yeah, you like only 3 walks in 17 innings, and he pitched in Tuesday's game. It was dominant in that outing.
Pitch outside.
Well, Alex Rodriguez in on the grass, looking for a possibility of a bunt from Ellsbury. Obviously could bunt for a base hit or try to lay down a sacrifice and get Salta Lamacchia into scoring position.
Those are the numbers on Colon. 1 earned run, 2 on the board. Top of the 7th, 2-2 game, beginning of a 3-game set at Yankee Stadium. Bunted in front of the plate, throw to second, but it's a foul ball. Chris Guccione right there said foul ball.
So the ball came up and hit the bat again, hit the bat twice. Get another look at it. Ellsbury stabbing at it as he's trying to get out of the box. It looks like it's going to hit the handle of the bat. Guccione all over the call.
Guccione's had a good game behind the plate. Relatively no complaints on either side, pitchers or hitters.
Let's see if they turn 2. There's one. No return throw. So the Red Sox trade runners, and they get an advantage with the speedy Ellsbury now at first.
It looks like Robbie Cano kind of gets tied up coming across the bag. You know, he's got time to unleash it there. Even though Ellsbury runs well, and you see Robbie just gets his feet tied up. He's always moving. He always throws on the run, that little sidearm flip, and you see he has trouble getting it out of his glove, and it looked like he stumbled a little bit across the bag too. His balance was a little off, but that could have been a double play very easily.
Pitches inside, 97 miles an hour by Chamberlain.
Saw Jabba Tuesday against the Royals throwing hard, but more importantly pounding the strike zone. It's like he's losing his fastball just a little bit, up and in, up and away to lefty, up and in on a righty.
Coming across the bag, little bobble right out of the glove right there, and then his feet kind of loses his balance.
A little changeup grip too. Maybe that ball looked deep in his hand.
Goes. Grounded foul. Great numbers against Chamberlain, 10 for 19.
Seen Jabba's velocity creep back up this year. He's averaged over his last 5 games about 96 miles an hour with his 4-seam fastball. And that translates to his slider as well. His slider's averaged about 88 miles an hour. It's a real power slider. Probably looking to see that pitch to Pedroia, considering his career numbers that we just saw off of Jabba.
Runner goes. And right through the vacated hole into right field. So Ellsbury will go to third, and Pedroia punches it past second base. Cano was covering on the stolen base attempt. So a classic hit and run, putting runners on the corners for Adrian Gonzalez.
Well, Pedroia is going to add to those numbers against Jabba, and when it's executed perfectly, it's a pretty play. Ellsbury, a decent jump. Pedroia just slaps it the other way. It's going to be an easy first to third. Terry Francona putting a little hit and run on for Dustin Pedroia, who's been struggling a little bit lately. Opens up a hole, some movement in the infield, and it works out.
A little unsure as to why on a fastball Cano would be covering in this play, but Pedroia is kind of a spray hitter. He can pull or hit it the other way, but with Jabba's velocity and pitching the ball away, maybe Cano and Jeter a little mix up there.
Big time matchup right now. Chamberlain against one of the hottest hitters in baseball, Adrian Gonzalez. Already has a home run today. is 8th. He has 30 runs batted in. Strike. Runners in scoring position as numbers get better. 378. There's that slider. Did he check his swing? Yes, he did.
The situation here, Flash, well, you as a catcher and Jabba Chamberlain on the mound, you know he loves to bury that slider down and into lefties. Throws a lot of pitches in the dirt. You see Russell Martin, I've been impressed with him. He moves well back there. He blocks pitches well. You really got to be ready here. First and third. Ellsbury on third. Any ball in the dirt that gets by Russell Martin is going to give up a run. Thumb.
Wanted the fastball up and he got it. 2-1.
We saw Gonzalez hit the home run on the fastball middle of the plate. They jammed him his last at bat and they tried to go back in there a little high. Boy, tough spot right here. I know the scouting report, you can't pitch him away. He hits the ball the other way well. Pitch.
Now what do you do now, John?
You know what, last time they beat him with a fastball up and in, got him able to hit a fly ball, but that's such a good slider and a bad swing. You're tempted, I can get him again with that. And if you execute, you probably can. If you're Jabba, you got to slow down and say, I don't have to make it any better. Just repeat that same pitch.
How about you, David?
Well, Gonzalez is such a smart hitter. He's going to pick up on that. But you see that right away is Russell Martin wants the fastball. Jabba shakes him off.
That one is driven deep to left field. Gardner back on the track. He'll make the catch. Tagging is Ellsbury. He'll score. Pedroia goes to second. It's a sac fly for Gonzalez, and the Red Sox have taken a 3-2 lead.
Pitch by pitch here with Jabba. Jumps ahead with the fastball, gets the call. There's the slider down and in. Check swing. There's a purpose pitch. Brush him back. There's the best pitch of the at bat. And then this one, mysteriously, even though he didn't get it down in a way where he wanted to, that was the last pitch I would expect. Something away to give Gonzalez a chance to extend his arms and get an easy sacrifice fly.
We said before the game that he's a guy who hits like a dead pull right-handed hitter. And he gave the pitch that he likes.
No, I guess the idea was to try to sneak a fastball by him, but I agree, David. You just do him a favor right there. Just put the bat on the ball. Nice sac fly. Red Sox take the lead.
Strike to Youkilis. Youkilis and Jabba have had history together. A lot of pitches up and in. Jabba needs to get him right here.
Sometimes you can outthink yourself on the mound right there rather than just staying with what works. Jabba and Kevin Youkilis have had already a tenuous history over the first few years of Jabba's career.
That one's driven deep to right field. Going back, Swisher. Still back. Still back. See ya. Two-run home run for Kevin Youkilis. And the Red Sox lead 5-2.
Kevin Youkilis, who's gotten off to a rough start this year, he gets a fastball out over the plate just like Gonzalez got his last at bat for a sac fly. Youkilis takes us out to right field for a two-run home run. Up, out, over. Youkilis had a little trouble with the slider, but he gets a fastball and he takes advantage. It's surprising, Michael. We saw Jabba Tuesday night, probably as good as we had seen him all year. All of a sudden making some mistakes with the fastball late in counts.
It's such a game of second guessing and overthinking. He had two guys look really bad on sliders and then tried to sneak fastballs by him, and that's what Youkilis did with that one.
I was watching Youkilis in batting practice shoot the ball that way, talking about how short the porch is here.
Line drive over the head of Jeter and into center field for base hit for Ortiz. And Rothschild will go out and have a word with Java.
Sort of the little things that are getting the Yankees again. You know, a missed opportunity for a double play by Cano, a little bobble here. Little things that sloppy play over the last several games that have really bothered the Yankees, and I'm sure it's bothered the Red Sox too in their slow start to the season.
It's strange because a lot of it, in the middle of it, is Cano, who won a Gold Glove last year, and he's been a little shaky this past week in the field. He's had 2 balls go off his glove for base hits. In the Kansas City series, he messed up a double play that would have gotten Nova out of an inning, and that one he didn't get a good handle on the toss from Jeter. So that's it's been a rough go for Robinson. Boone Logan warming up. Here's J.D. Drew. Count 1-0. (5-2) Red Sox were on the top of the 7th. (2-0). Grounded to third. Alex Rodriguez shovels it to Cano, and that will do it. But not before the Red Sox score 3 runs on 3 hits. Check that, 4 hits, no errors, and 1 man left. At the end of 6.5 time for the 7th inning stretch, Red Sox lead the Yankees 5-2, but we'll stay right here to honor America in the Bronx.
Servicemen and women serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
The Cadillac scoreboard. Boston 5 and the Yankees 2. So a rough top of the 7th inning. Colon lets one runner on. And then Jabba, who was so good against Kansas City, lets the other ones in, or lets that run score, and then 2 more as well with the Youkilis home run. Now the Yankees have a little bit of a hole to climb. And we'll see if they can do it against Buchholz and any combination out of the bullpen. Here's Russell Martin. Martin is the Yankees offense tonight. A 2-run home run off of Buchholz in the 5th inning. Five runs on 8 hits and 1 error for the Red Sox. 2-5 and 0 for the Yankees.
See, Buchholz starts this inning with 93 pitches.
See Rich Hill and Daniel Bard warming.
Buchholz has thrown 107 pitches in an outing this year, so he's got a little room to go. I'm sure Terry Francona would love to get him through the 7th.
Buchholz's breakdown, excuse me, Flash. Buchholz's breakdown his pitches, as you see here. Rich Hill and Matt Albers in the bullpen, a lefty and a righty. Been pretty evenly split, about a little over 50% fastballs and 2 seamers. About 20% cutters. He's thrown 19 cutters. You see there, that's more of a sinker 2-seamer. So 16 changeups. Not a lot of curveballs, Flash. We've only seen about 6 curveballs tonight from him, and that's a good pitch. But you said earlier he was more aggressive with his fastball tonight. Or cutters, sinkers, and his changeup's been his go-to pitch.
Yeah, it seems like he has a different mentality in this start than we've seen in the past, and obviously it's worked out for him, except for Russell Martin. But I was thinking back to coming into this season for the Red Sox, they would have signed up for this start right here and had Jenks, Bard, and Papelbon as their 3 guys out of the bullpen. Jenks on the disabled list, so Terry Francona has to kind of mix and match here in the 7th. Giving his starter Buchholz a chance to get through it.
A lot of their bullpen has faltered except for Papelbon and Bard. Breaking ball, strike 3. Russell Martin down looking. Hey, are you looking for the ultimate fan experience? The Yankees Inside Experience program treats guests to a game day like never before. Guests will enjoy an early VIP entrance to the stadium, a photo and autograph opportunity with a player on the Yankees' current roster, an exclusive Yankee Stadium tour, and field-level tickets to the night's game. Don't miss out on the Yankees' first ever meet and greet opportunity Saturday, May 21st, when the Yankees play the Mets at Yankee Stadium. Now, tickets are going fast. To register now, contact 646-977-8400 or visit Yankees.com/the Inside Experience. Brett Gardner takes a strike. Gardner 1 for 2, tap back to the mound, then single to center. The longest outing for Buchholz this year has been 6 2/3 innings. He's at 100 pitches right now, 59 strikes. The 0-1. Breaking ball, strike. The pitch count, which was a high for Buchholz, 107 this year. The 0-2. 1-2.
Saw Buchholz shake off to get to that curveball. Just the 7th curveball he's thrown all night. It's been predominantly fastballs, cutters, and changeups. That was a good one down.
You kind of raise your eyebrows when you see it now because you haven't seen it the whole ball game. It kind of jumps out at you. Nice job by Brett Gardner laying off.
See Buchholz shaking off. Wants the curveball again, down and in. We've seen Buchholz shake off 4 and 5 times to go through his full sequence of pitches. He's probably got, between the cutter and the two-seamer and the changeup and the hook, he's got about 5 different signals. He's not afraid to call his own game. See him just staring off. No shake of the head until the nod to say that's the one I want.
Grounded sharply to second. Pedroia with the tough out. Gets Gardner. Well, tonight throughout the Yankee season on Yes, we're asking you to vote along with us for the Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are number 1, Clay Buchholz. Number 2, Kevin Youkilis. Number 3, Adrian Gonzalez. Number 4, Bartolo Colon. Vote now. Make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. Here's Derek Jeter. Derek had gone off on that hot streak, 8 hits in 3 games, and now he's 3 for his last 17. Could not hold up on that pitch, and the count 0-1. Buchholz deals. Ties him up. Did he go? No, he did not, said Mike Winters.
Been a pretty common theme tonight for Buchholz, trying to jam Derek Jeter, running that fastball in on his hands.
The 2-1. Could not hold up. Mike Winters agrees and count 2-2.
He gets sped up for that fastball inside, and then he comes back with a changeup that's up. Derek cannot hold up his swing. Good look at the grip on Yesmo, and it wasn't his best changeup as it was up in the zone.
Fouled away.
Still plenty of juice, 94 miles an hour there on the 109th pitch. So he's exceeded his pitch count, highest of the year to this point. Still has plenty left.
Tapped right back to Buchholz. Underhands it to Gonzalez, and a 1-2-3 inning for the Red Sox right-hander. Let's take it to the 8th inning. It's 5-2 Boston. Has post-game coverage of every Yankees game, so tomorrow and Sunday, turn to Yes after the nationally broadcast Red Sox-Yankees games for comprehensive insight and analysis with Yankees Extra Innings presented by Tri-State Ford. Tomorrow and Sunday after the games, only on Yes. Saltalamacchia and Buchholz talking it over, and speaking of over the stadium, these beautiful aerial coverage shots brought to you by DirecTV. Get every MLB game and the most in HD. Call 800-1-800-DirecTV. 5-8-1 for Boston, 2-5-0 for the Yankees. Boone Logan, the new Yankee pitcher, deals a strike to Jed Lowry. Those are the numbers on Logan. Lowry down on strikes.
See Clay Buchholz probably done for the night. The pitch count on a solid 7 innings. You see Daniel Bard, the flamethrower, setting up Jonathan Papelbon, probably the future closer for the Red Sox, right there warming up. Buchholz with a nice job, and Yankees find themselves down by 3 runs, and Tampa Bay has won against Baltimore. A chance to lose another game in the standings as the Yankees find themselves in second place and falling further behind.
Here's Crawford fouling that one off. Crawford's 0 for 3, but he has an RBI ground out.
Think back to Buchholz in his night. I mean, the 2-run home run to Russell Martin, gave up 3 hits in a row at that point, and then settled down the rest of the game. Really not a whole lot of opportunities.
So Crawford is out, and unless the Yankees rally or the Red Sox put together a big inning, his 11-game hitting streak probably just ended. He's 0 for 4. Now, you said you knew Crawford in Tampa Bay. He was a kid when you were there. Does his personality play to the suffocating nature of Boston?
I thought it would be perfect for Boston. He's a very quiet guy. I mean, I want to say kid because when I played with him, he just came up to the big leagues. But he's very quiet, very intense, tough, you know, from a tough section in Houston. I thought it would just be a perfect fit up there in Boston, and I thought he would really take to this rivalry and really shine, and I think he will. It's just a matter of time before he gets comfortable with his new surroundings. One of those kids, Coney, you know, when he comes up, he goes about it the right way. He doesn't say a whole lot, just works hard and pays attention.
I remember facing him as an opposing pitcher for the Yankees when he first came up and being so impressed with him. The way he handled the bat, the way he drove the ball the other way, his speed. Right from day one, I thought this kid's got some tools. He's going to be a good player.
Grounded slowly to short. Jeter charges, and he'll get Saltalamacchia. So Boone Logan comes on and works a solid 1, 2, 3, 8. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Yankees down by 3.
Outspoken and entertaining Jets head coach Rex Ryan sits down for an all-new GMC Presents Center Stage with Michael Kay, including Ryan's take on Bill Belichick and the Patriots. On Wednesday at 11, don't miss another new Center Stage with comedian and actor Jay Moore right here on Yes. You've been busy, Michael.
A lot of shows. Just did a couple more the other day. Larry Brown and Mark Harmon. Good guest. But you got to watch Rex Ryan tonight. I know you DVRing. Daniel Bard is the new Red Sox pitcher. He throws about 100 miles an hour. Granderson leads off. Pitch inside. Those are the numbers on Bard. 18 strikeouts and 18 2/3. A whip under 1. 17 base runners in 18 2/3 innings. The Red Sox bullpen was supposed to be a strength, but Dan Wheeler's on the DL. Bobby Jenks is on the DL. And Terry Francona said, I've got to fight using Bard and Papelbon every day. He said, because they've been so effective. He said, you can't use them every day. But we saw the left-hander Rich Hill, that's 99 miles an hour, warming up before, and he's been really a godsend for them. He's really helped straighten out their bullpen.
Papelbon got off to kind of a rough start this year and has righted the ship, and it's easy to do when you throw 99 or 100. But Papelbon really has had a nice season.
That one is driven out to left center field, giving Chase Ellsbury. He's on the run. That ball is off the base of the wall. Granderson round second. He's going to third. He'll make it with a stand-up triple.
See Curtis Granderson, we've seen him pull a lot of balls. This ball's running down and away, and he stays on it and drives it out to Death Valley. Looked like number 13 was coming, but it hits high off the plexiglass. And a big bounce over Jacoby Ellsbury's head. And that just rests any doubt about whether this is going to be a stand-up triple or not. At first, the doubt is whether it's going to leave the ballpark the other way. Bam, off the wall, over Ellsbury's head. Granderson's third triple of the year, and the 67th career triple.
They play the infield back. They'll give up a run. The pitch to Teixeira is a breaking ball strike. By the way, kudos to the cameraman in the blimp to be able to follow that ball off the bat like that. Guy's name is Josh. That was just beautiful work. The 0-1. 99. 1-1.
Bard's kind of stuff, running, moving, 99 miles an hour. All the more impressive for Curtis Granderson to stay on that pitch and drive it the way he did.
Teixeira's 0 for 3. That breaking ball misses in the count 2-1.
We see 99 miles an hour. A nice job by Mark Teixeira not climbing the ladder there. You really got to make sure he brings that fastball down. Alex Rodriguez on deck.
High fly ball, shallow left. Catch is made by Lowry, and Granderson stays put. So Teixeira does not get the job done. And that's going to bring up Alex Rodriguez.
Again, that fastball up in the zone just a little bit. It's so hard to get on top. Middle up, and he just works underneath it just a little bit, pops it up. Disappointed in himself.
Now, we told you earlier about the Red Sox starters that have a much higher ERA against the Yankees than they do their career numbers, and Bard is another one of those guys. His overall career ERA 2.65, in 19 games against the Yankees 4.50. 98-mile-an-hour fastball outside. When Alex is right, a guy like Bard throwing that hard, Alex uses his strength and goes the other way and hits the ball out. It's hard to turn around 98 and pull it. That one gets past Slovakia. Here comes Granderson. He'll score. Red Sox lead 5-3.
A hard fastball and a hard slider from Bard. Slovakia just can't get down. His glove comes up, and the Yankees get a freebie. You watch the glove. It stays up. It does not get down. The ball goes underneath. The Yankees pick up another run.
Almost unfair if he gets that over. 83 with the breaking ball, and he throws 99-mile-an-hour fastball, so you get that 16-mile-per-hour differential. Tough league.
Started right at your left knee if you're A-Rod too, just to buckle it, break it over the inside corner.
And back to 98, so it's now 3-1. Fastball inside. And the count full at 3-2.
So tough against a guy who throws this hard. The tendency is you want to overswing a little bit to make up for the velocity. It's hard to tell yourself to slow down, just get it ready a little bit earlier and let him supply the power.
99 way outside, so Alex works a walk, and that's going to bring up Robinson Cano as a tying run. Kurt Young's going to come out and talk with Bard, Young, the pitching coach. New year, new pitching coach, John Farrell, their longtime pitching coach, really highly regarded. He's now the manager of the Toronto Blue Jays. Cano is 0 for 4 lifetime against Bard. So the crowd is ready to explode. I don't know how many more people you can have squeezed into this place tonight. Bursting at the seams.
We've seen Robinson Cano get really aggressive early in the count. Probably looking first pitch fastball here.
And I think that got Cano, and it did. So Cano's going to reach first. A-Rod goes to second.
Francona, even though he knows Cano got hit with that pitch, wants to know if he swung. Bard thinking the same thing. Slider off his back heel.
That is going to leave a mark.
That's why they call it a back leg slider.
Well,
nice job holding up, yeah.
And that brings up Nick Swisher as the go-ahead run here in the bottom of the 8th inning. A triple by Granderson. He scores on the wild pitch after Teixeira popped the short. Alex Rodriguez walks. Cano reaches on the hit by pitch. And here's Swisher. He doubled down the left field line last time up. And the crowd coming to its feet. Strike.
Swisher 3 for 7 against Bard with a home run in his career. Good numbers. Well, we've seen a couple of sliders that have gotten away from Bard. Maybe for Nick Swisher, you eliminate that. Just hunt the fastball.
You saw a double-barreled action in the Red Sox bullpen with Matt Albers, and they've got their closer, Jonathan Papelbon, up. Good numbers against Bard. John mentioned 3 for 7, 1 of the 3 a home run. Grounded foul.
Took a little something off. 92 with that changeup or a two-seamer. It's hard to believe that's a changeup at 92. We'll get another look at it.
Definitely a 3-finger grip.
Yeah.
When you throw 97 to 98 miles an hour, 92 is a bit off of it. About 6-7 miles an hour off on that changeup.
So conference with Bard and Saltalamacchia. Runner goes from third and from second. A double steal. Red Sox did not pay any attention to the base runners, and that's a big double steal because now the game could be tied on a single.
We give Alex Rodriguez a lot of credit, heads up, stealing that base, but also Robinson Cano watching Alex from first. They both get good jumps. Now both in scoring position. Big base running play.
Also takes away the double play. Infield is back. They'll give up a run on a ground ball. '99 fouled straight back.
A pretty good swing by Nick Swisher right there. Nice, short and simple. Again, it's a fastball up a little bit. He doesn't try to do too much. That's probably the shortest swing we've seen Nick take in a long time.
Swing and a miss. One up the ladder and chase 99. 2 outs.
It's so easy to say don't chase the fastball up, and it's so hard to do. It looks good. It's so hard to get on top of.
Above the letters. I'm not sure. He looks like he's trying to come in with it. Misses location in, but certainly got it up above the letters. Still the hardest pitch to hit in baseball, especially when it's 99 miles an hour.
So here's Posada. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Yankees down 5-3. Runner at third, runner at second. And the veteran DH is at the plate. He is 1 for 3 tonight. Starts him off with a breaking ball. 1-0.
Big spot for Jorge Posada right here.
Posada 0 for 5 against Bard in his career.
Posada looks like he's seeing the ball better too. You know, he's taking a lot of pitches. He's gotten himself into better hitters count. 1 for 3 tonight. Even though he's coming in with a 167 average, he does have 6 home runs and 15 RBIs.
But this is the Posada of old. Eyeballing pitches, getting good balls to hit, getting himself into a hitter's count.
And the count 3-0.
Gutsy pitch right there, a changeup. Down in the dirt. Saltalamacchia does a nice job of blocking it. Russell Martin on deck has already hit a 2-run home run tonight. You know, David, I'm just thinking I'd have a tough time either calling that or throwing it. A 94-mile-an-hour changeup. If you get beat with it, you'd be kicking yourself all night long.
All right, guys, green light on 3-0. Hunt to fastball.
For a guy who's not locked in, I don't know.
I don't know that I would either, but you know, Posada's a veteran. You might give him that option.
Taking all the way. 3-1.
Yeah, I think if he was the Jorge of old, where he's on a good run, probably be more aggressive there. Now you just got to trust. I got a fastball 3-0. I'm going to look for it again. Just make sure it's down. Don't chase one up.
The 3-1. Now it's 3-2.
Saw Jorge the other night in a big situation against Kansas City. He saw a 3-2 slider and swung over the top. You wonder if that's going through his mind right now.
A-Rod leads off third. Cano off second. 2 men out, bottom of the 8th. Full count. Yankees down by 2. Posada at the plate. Grounded to second. Right there is Pedroia, and that will do it. So the Yankees flirt with tying the game, but they only put 1 on the board. We played 8. It's 5-3 Boston. The dealer and discover the great values now being offered by Blimpie, America's sub shop, and by Mazda. Zoom. On a beautiful Friday evening in New York City, we played 8 innings at Yankee Stadium, and the Yankees are trailing the Red Sox 5-3. Boone Logan will stay in for his 2nd inning of work. He's got Jacoby Ellsbury, Dustin Pedroia, and Adrian Gonzalez. So there's 2 lefties in there. Yankees had again an opportunity with runners in scoring position, and they recently are just unable to get the big hit to drive in those runs. And right now, unless they rally in the bottom of the 9th inning, they waste another good pitching performance, this one by Bartolo Colon. And you can't keep expecting your starters to keep going out and giving you good outings and not get rewarded with wins, because sooner or later they'll start to falter a little bit, and then the offense is really going to have to pick them up. The Yankees had one offensive outburst, and that was at 12 runs on Sunday in Texas. You take that away, and you got a whole bunch of 3s and 2s and occasional 4 or 1 and 3 today. Hard to win games like that.
You know, I heard a lot around the Red Sox. They're saying the same thing. When we pitch well, we don't score runs. When we score runs, we don't pitch well. Really haven't put it all together. Just like you're talking about with the Yankees, not scoring a lot of runs now, getting good pitching performances. Not working out.
Count 3-2. Logan has not been as automatic as he should be as a lone lefty in the Yankee bullpen against lefty batters, and his problem, you see Hector Noesi and Rafael Soriano up. His problem has been getting over that breaking ball. If you missed our pregame show, Buddy Carlisle was sent down, and Hector Noesi was brought up because Carlisle, after pitching a couple of games in a row, wouldn't have been available today anyway. We thought yesterday that maybe they would send down Amari Sinead, but neither one of them really is available today after they pitched yesterday. 3-2. Line drive, a base hit. And that will bring up Dustin Pedroia, and that will be it for Boone Logan. So Joe Girardi will signal to the bullpen. Logan's night is over. 5-3, top of the ninth. Jack Curry will break down the big plays from this game with the Red Sox, and they'll also take a look at the latest updates from around the major leagues. Plus, you hear Joe Girardi's press conference, and Kim Jones will talk to the team in the clubhouse. It's all coming up on the WB Mason postgame only on Yes. And right after that, the premiere of Center Stage with Rex Ryan. And here is Rafael Soriano. His elbow was barking. They sent him for an MRI. They saw some inflammation. It was a good result. Took a couple of days off, and now he's back on the mound. 5-3 Red Sox lead, trying to hold it right here.
Well, we saw this combination last time. Ellsbury running, Pedroia hitting behind him, a nice hit and run. Got to believe Ellsbury's going to be aggressive on the bases again.
It's almost imperative that they not allow another run here. It's going to be tough enough down 2 going to the bottom of the 9th inning, and be a little bit tougher with 3 or 4. Runner goes, pitch out, throw to second, off the runner, and it kicks into center field. Ellsbury thought about heading to third, but goes back to second, and it looks like he's hurt. Had an injury-shortened season last year, and the Red Sox certainly holding their breath. So the Yankees guessed right, but he got such a good jump.
6-7 steps before Soriano releases the ball. Martin tries to rush it even on the pitch out, because he knows that at this point he almost has no chance.
And a good pitch out, perfect, and it hits Ellsbury and looked like in the back. But you're right, David, when you see that good jump even on a pitch out, you know you have to put it right on the bag or you're not going to get him.
You know, a little tweak of the ankle right there on the quick stop right there. Reaching for his leg immediately. You see here right on the stop. Turnover, a roll. And an immediate grab.
He's going to stay in the game.
Now the Yankees have to guess here with Pedroia. Is he going to lay down a bunt, or Terry Francona let him swing the bat and try to hit a ball the other way?
Bunted beautifully. Soriano will make the play at first. The sacrifice successful. So you score that 1-4. As Cano took the throw, and Ellsbury moves to third.
Kind of wonder whether this came from the bench, or Pedroia is the type of player that'll do this on his own as well. Gets a slider right there. You see him bailing out. Hips fly out, but the bat head stays in there. Deadens the bunt.
They're going to intentionally walk the dangerous Adrian Gonzalez. That sets up the double play with Youkilis at the plate. That was Pedroia's first sacrifice bunt of the year. He had 2 last year. Well, now Soriano will face Youkilis. Youkilis 0 for 4 against the Yankee right-hander. That's lifetime.
Seen Youkilis have a little trouble with the breaking ball early this season. Hit a fastball out against Java Chamberlain to right field. Expect to see some sliders here from Soriano.
Saw Euclid before take a high 98-mile-an-hour fastball from Jabba Chamberlain out the other way over the right center field scoreboard. In batting practice, that's all he was doing, was trying to shoot the ball that way, and he kept commenting about how the short porch and right here is so inviting.
And after he hit the home run in the 7th, when he was running into the dugout, you could read his lips, and he said, "I love this ballpark." With his stroke, that ball gets swallowed up by Fenway Park's right field. The 0-2. Now Euclid has grounded into 3 double plays this year. The Yankees would like it to happen again.
I've always thought of Euclid as a real good off-speed hitter, and for some reason this year just not picking up the spin has looked bad on breaking balls away from him. You know he's going to figure it out at some point. Even the slider Soriano threw 2 pitches ago, he rolled over.
He struck him out. Big strikeout by Soriano. Now he's got to deal with David Ortiz.
Excellent location, good movement, 2-seamer running down and in. Euclid looking to go the other way, looking to protect. You can see that ball just boring in on him, and he swings right over the top of it.
Guess the elbow does not look like a problem, huh? Soriano, pretty good slider, pretty good fastball.
Ortiz 2 for 3 lifetime against Soriano, and 1 of the 2 a home run. Ortiz today 1 for 3 and a walk. Swing and a miss.
You're right, Flash. That's usually the test. That snapdragon of a slider that Soriano throws. A good one there. A real test for a sore elbow. A lot of times you can get away with the fastball, but if you've got elbow problems as a pitcher, it'll manifest itself on sliders, and you're trying to tweak and spin the ball. Soriano with good spin on that first pitch slider to David Ortiz.
The 1-1. Oh, nice play there by Martin, saving a run.
Well, we've seen him all year blocking balls with his chest protector. See the IOTV HD super shot, setting up away, and he goes inside and backhands it. A nice pick, saving a run, like you said, Michael.
Well, really no time to get into a block position. No. That was either that or a kick save.
So Ortiz has the count in his favorite 3-1. Runners on the corners with 2 outs. Red Sox lead 5-3, top of the 9th. Off speed, hits the outside corner for a strike. So Gonzalez will be going from first with a 3-2 count and 2 outs. Tried to go breaking ball inside, a check swing by Ortiz, so a walk that's going to load the bases. And that'll bring up J.D. Drew, who's 0 for 3 against Soriano. Soriano was hopping toward the dugout in the hopes that Ortiz went, but he did not. Big moment in this game with J.D. Drew at the plate. Drew 1 for 4. Oh, 0-1. Luis Ayala warming for the Yankees. Ground ball up the middle, grabbed by Cano, flips to Jeter, and Soriano works into and out of trouble. Well, the Yankees need a rally. They trail the Red Sox 5-3. We go to the bottom of the ninth.
And it was a big drive of the game in the top of the 7th inning. Kevin Youkilis gets a fastball up out over the plate against Jabba Chamberlain. That is your Land Rover drive of the game.
All right, we go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Yankees will have to rally against the closer of the Red Sox, Jonathan Papelbon. And it'll be 8-9-1 in the Yankee order. Martin, Gardner, and Jeter. You see the numbers on Papelbon. 5 saves, 1-0, 2.45, 19 strikeouts in 14 2/3, 2 hits, or check that, 12 hits and 2 walks. And he's in the final year of his contract, so he's pitching for his future as well as for the Red Sox. Most people think this is it, that they would not re-sign him and that it would be Barr who inherits this role. But you never know. We will try to close this game out. Papelbon has had his stumbles against the Yankees in 40 games. He's picked up 16 saves, but he's 0-6 with a 4.10 ERA.
Well, if you're a Red Sox fan, the one number you liked in those stats, only 2 walks this year. He makes you swing the bat.
Good fastball for a strike. He blew a save this past Monday at home against Minnesota. That was his first blown save of the year.
Good fastball split. He'll drop a slider on you, but usually he likes to come at you with that fastball.
The 1-2, swing and a miss, overpowered by a fastball. Martin down on strikes. That'll bring up Brett Gardner. Gardner's 1 for 3.
If If you're Brett Gardner, you're thinking, I just got to fight my way on any way I can. Be interesting to see if he's going to be aggressive here early in the count. I mentioned Papelbon does not walk many. If you're Brett, you might have to swing your way on. Possibility of a bunt.
Count 1-0.
Papelbon broke in for the Boston Red Sox in 2005 with a bang. 17 games, 3-1 record, 2.65. This is his 7th year as a Red Sox. 2.23 career ERA, 193 saves.
There's a strike. Initially came up as a starter, and they felt that the starter's workload was too much on his arm, and felt that they could keep him healthy by pitching him an inning at a time out of the bullpen. He's got closer stuff, but he also had starter stuff.
Yeah, he came up with 4 pitches. He does. And, you know, he's predominantly a fastball pitcher as a closer, but he does have an entire starter's repertoire.
Ground ball knocked down by Gonzalez. He fires to Papelbon, and they just get Gardner for the second out. Well, Gonzalez's first look at Yankee Stadium has been interesting so far with the home run. He's made some good plays at first.
The speed of Brett Gardner is going to put a little pressure on Gonzalez, and Papelbon getting over there, breaks his steps down. It's on the bag just before Brett. Nice job by Gonzalez, not panicking. Delivers a good throw over to Papelbon, gets the job done.
And the Yankees are down to their final out. They need to get one guy on base to at least bring the tying run to the plate. It's 5-3 Red Sox over the Yankees. Red Sox have taken 2 out of 3 from the Yankees so far this year. Those 3 games at Fenway. Jeter 5 for 20 lifetime against Papelbon. Remember, the major league home run leader is on deck, Curtis Granderson. Foul back.
Jeter 0 for 4 tonight. Came into the game with 2,963 hits. 37 away, Michael.
Now the Yankees are down to their final strike. Buchholz started, then barred a shaky 8th, and now Papelbon here in the 9th. And the 0-2 way outside. Home run for Adrian Gonzalez. Home run for Kevin Youkilis. Papelbon's trying to nail down the save. Jeter keeps the game alive. A base hit to right field. So Derek, 2,964 hits now.
Out over the plate. Line drive to right. Papelbon trying to get it up above the letters. Leaves it down around belt high. Jeter gives the Yankees a chance now with Curtis Granderson, the major league leader in home runs, with a chance to tie the game with one swing of the bat.
So on Friday the 13th, can Granderson pick up his 13th home run? He's 3 for 13 against Papelbon. Jeter goes. There's a strike, no throw. Jeter moves to second. Now, of the 3 hits by Granderson, 2 of them against Papelbon have been home runs.
Papelbon always aggressive with that fastball right down the middle. First pitch to Curtis Granderson gets ahead in the count.
A base hit to left field. Jeter rounds third. He will score. Granderson with an RBI single. The Yankees still have a pulse. It's 5-4 Red Sox.
Curtis Granderson hit that triple earlier in the game going the other way. And this is just a nice piece of hitting on a split finger down, away, tailing away. Curtis just stays on it, slaps it the other way. A little 2-out base hit and an RBI. And on Yesmo, you get a good look at the grip and the rotation and the action down and away. Now, that is not a bad pitch. That's just a great job of hitting.
Great play coverage. Ball's off the plate, probably 4 to 6 inches.
Well, they have to hold Granderson at first. That's an important run. That's the tying run. Here is Teixeira. 0 for 4 so far tonight. 2 for 14 against Papelbon. 1 of the 2 a home run. Red Sox with 2 in the 4th. Yankees answered with 2 in the 5th. Red Sox 3 in the 7th, making it 5-2. 1 in the 8th for the Yanks. 1 in the 9th for the Yanks. It's 5-4. Runner at first, 2 outs. High pop-up. That should do it. Youkilis makes the play, and the Red Sox hold off the Yankees. They win 5-4. So Mark Teixeira ends his night 0 for 5. Those 2, the corner infielders for the Red Sox, provided the power. Buchholz the pitching. And Papelbon gets the save. Stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. And with this loss, the Yankees have now lost 7 of their last 10.
See Teixeira up and out over the plate, just gets beat. The ball's a little over the middle of the plate, but it's up above the letters, and Teixeira lets it get in on him a little bit and gets under it. Generally a sign of being late and getting beat on the fastball.
Red Sox win the first game of this 3-game set in the Bronx. 5-4. They beat the Yankees. We'll come back to wrap it up, then the postgame show after that.